After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do.
If you get a cough, please leave the room.
School, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class.
Shut up, silly woman.
I got hairy legs.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
In politics, man must learn to rise above principle.
What the hell are we doing here?
We are behaving the way a superpower ought to behave.
Well, our behavior has produced some crappy results.
Fat broads and horses.
Shut up, silly woman.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. I know I use the same sound effect twice, but I'll use my sound effects as much as I like.
Say so.
That was a genuine accident. Like, I wasn't even trying to say that.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay.
You heard it on the live stream, though.
Bet you did. I sure did.
Oh, wow. But it's a good one, right?
Yeah, you brought some color to your face.
Shut up, silly woman.
All right.
No, I've seen that happen to Greg before. That was a genuine mistake. Welcome to the show. I'm in a good mood. How you gentlemen doing today? Y'all both seem a little tired.
I'm in a good mood now.
You are?
Yeah, that's great. It's a highlight of my day right there. Man.
No, you think you got problems. Accidental F-bomb there. Sorry, folks. But welcome into the program. Yeah, it's like Joey, 12 years of radio and it's gone. So be careful.
It's okay.
Be careful. But the way we titled this live stream, if you want to watch us on the live stream, you can catch all our mistakes.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe to Joey Clark Live on YouTube. That's Joey Clark Live on YouTube.
Go in there now.
But the name I've given this episode is Vivek Destroys Third GOP Debate, but corporate media just lies about it.
Yep.
Oh, and they are some daggum dirty liars. You know, I was trying to explain on my vacation to my uncle, Uncle Dave. Very brilliant guy. He's done very well for himself. We have our disagreements in terms of economic theory, whatnot, yada, yada, yada.
It's okay to have disagreements.
But, you know, he was asking, what do I read? And I said, well, I'll read the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, Washington Post, but I don't trust them.
Okay.
And he said, well, why are they not trustworthy? I'm like, it's all about framing. They're factual often, but they're not truthful.
Right.
When you're trying to present a narrative, as you do in the news or as you do when you're, say, a historian, when you're trying to present a narrative, there are only so many places for the facts to go.
Right.
And how you arrange the facts is very important. And let's be honest, when it comes to politics, are we really dealing with the realm of fact?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
We're arguing over what we should do, which is up for debate. We're arguing over who do people like, which is up for debate. It's not like football, like this upcoming Iron Bowl, where the rules of the game have been pretty set. They change here or there with everybody's agreement, but the rules of the game have been set for generations. So even if you hate the Auburn Tigers and you hate to see them upset the Crimson Tide again, you know, yeah, they actually scored a few more touchdowns than the Crimson Tide.
Right.
Or they kicked that field goal last second.
Right.
You don't get that in politics. You don't get objective measures in politics by any means. And when you try to get objective measures, well, the folks in power will come up with a new measuring stick. So here's what I mean. I think Vivek Ramaswamy decided before he went out on that GOP debate stage last night
Yeah.
to listen, what's that song? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor. I think that's exactly what he listened to because that was the energy he brought. Like everybody did their opening statements. Tim Scott, it sounded like I was at church.
Yeah.
I have to say, even though I think Vivek clearly won the debate, Ron DeSantis had the best debate he's had so far. Actually, I think there are clear moments DeSantis looked confident, comfortable. He looked like a president.
Okay.
So I'm going to give Mr. Cute Boots his due that I thought he did well last night. I did not think, Chris Christie, whatever. I do not think Nikki Haley did well. She came across as very flustered and tripped up. Her talking points weren't working. And I think that's in large part because, again, Vivek came out, let the bodies hit the
he came
floor.
out swinging, dude.
So these opening statements were pretty generic until they got to Vivek Ramaswamy. So let's just go ahead and jump right in.
All right.
I don't blame you guys out there listening if you didn't want to watch an NBC debate because, again, Fox was miserable, but you're like, NBC? Who wants to watch NBC News?
Lester Holt.
Talk about, Republican issues. They're not going to do that in a fair way. Why would I even watch that? So I don't blame y'all if you didn't decide, hey, I want to watch this. But here we go. Here is the actual opening speech from Vivek Ramaswamy.
Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party.
I'm going to pause it there because there was a report from Tim Pool's folks, Timcast. This is Cassandra McDonald on Twitter. She says, a source who is sitting near the GOP chairwoman, who Vivek just called out, Ronna McDaniel, Mitt Romney's, I think, niece or something?
That's what I'd heard, that there's a relation. I didn't know for sure.
But a source was sitting near McDaniel at tonight's debate and told Timcast News that she called Vivek and, I don't need to get fired, an a-hole. And declared the party would not be giving him 1 cent. He's an a-hole, total a-hole, McDaniel said. He's desperate because he's doing bad in the polls. He won't be getting a cent from us. She also loudly booed Vivek during his exchange, which we'll get to in a second, with Nikki Haley, according to a person sitting nearby. She was in complete meltdown mode over Vivek, the source said. This was in the middle of the audience with an earshot of at least 50 people. So that's Vivek calling her out, but he doesn't stop there.
Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made-up disinformation? Answer the question. Go. Mr. Ross, this is how we get our country back. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story. And they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie.
That was the opening statement.
Standing ovation.
Yeah.
But somehow he was not declared the winner of the debate.
No, Fox declared who the winner of the debate?
I believe it was Nikki Haley.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
Or the Wall Street Journal, I believe, had a headline after the debate that was like, DeSantis and Haley fight back challenges as in the third GOP debate. Like, that's not a truthful characterization of what happened tonight.
You missed the headline there, didn't you?
Yeah, the New York Times wouldn't mention it. They said some candidate called out Haley for her family using TikTok. They won't even use the guy's name.
Right.
The amount of utter contempt and disdain from the, say, managerial elite, from the prestige media, is apparent. And why do they have that contempt and disdain when they try to act like the polite, smart people, adults in the room? Because Vivek's calling them out, just like Trump's been calling them out.
Exactly right.
And it's a beautiful thing to see.
It is.
But he didn't stop there. He didn't stop there at all. Well, you know how we were talking about how the rumor on the internet is Ron DeSantis has lifts hidden in his boots?
I heard that dirty little secret.
Like 3-inch lifts?
Yeah.
3 inch?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
Built in.
A lot of folks thought this moment was Vivek going after just Nikki Haley. But if you listen to the end of this clip carefully, folks, you'll find that this was about, more than just Nikki Haley. Let's listen in.
The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better. You have the likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that that's wrong when Republicans do it or Democrats do it. That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right,
In
Mr.
which case, we've got two of them on stage.
Now, because of
Mr. Ramaswamy,
because of the booze there, everybody was kind of like, "Oh, he's just going after Nikki Haley." But listen again.
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got two of them on stage tonight.
In which case, we've got two of them.
right?
That's the number.
On stage tonight. Wow. And I'm trying to find if DeSantis actually reacted to that. I don't know if DeSantis caught that.
Yeah, he may not
I'm sure he
may
got
not have-
made a smirk
right
and
over his
probably
head.
stood up on his tiptoes a little bit.
And then it got really just nasty there. Real nastiness. Like when somebody just starts calling, Trump would do this. Or Hillary would say something that Trump really just didn't want to answer, didn't like. What a nasty woman.
Right.
Right. Remember that?
Yep.
Well, I think that's Nikki Haley's moment, but it doesn't play quite in the same way unless you're, like Slay Queen Slay.
Oh.
We're going to girl boss our way into World War III, right? That's women's empowerment.
Yeah.
Blowing up the globe. Right. But here is, a moment that Nikki Haley didn't take too kindly to.
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my
before
daughter
preaching
out
to
of your
anybody else, your
voice.
adult daughter. The next generation of Americans are using it. And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy
scum.
answer is
You're just scum, said Nikki Haley.
Goodness.
Well, by the way, it's not like her daughter's a teenager or like a 13-year-old. Her daughter's an adult woman.
So she's out of
And-
her control.
yeah,
I
so,
thought
like-
that was a little.
No,
little
I think
bit of
it's
a misfire, but
I think it's completely fine.
okay.
Well, it was okay when they were after Trump's kids all the time.
Right.
But
No, and it's like sitting here lecturing people on using TikTok, and your own adult daughter that's part of your campaign is right there on TikTok.
part of the campaign.
Yeah, taking
That's-
selfie
okay, that's a
photos and
problem.
stuff. Yeah.
All
Well,
right, that's different.
So many of them do it, where they damn TikTok, but you can go on TikTok and look up their accounts.
She
Right.
called him scum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you heard that part, Eddie. Let's
Yeah,
listen.
I just
And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy
scum.
answer is
so that to me.
That projects strength, right? Look
right,
at that look on her face.
Exactly right. That right there.
Yeah, she's so ready to be a leader.
Yeah. Look out! My daddy's getting ready to sue you. I know that face very well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you want to come after me? I'm going to come after you.
Robert
The gloves
Swami
are off.
Really makes
Come
people
after him. Come after him
uncomfortable.
with facts.
He goes after power. I
Right.
like it.
And I'm
Right.
right. I like it. He's not afraid to speak to power.
Well, and he didn't stop there. He continued to
There's
have
more?
an amazing night. Yes. Again, he clearly won this debate. Clearly. There's no question
Did you
of
see the
matter.
scorecards or anything? Like in a boxing
The
round, are there
scorecards.
scorecards or
See,
anything?
this is the deal. There aren't really objective things, but I'm, of course,
I
objective.
think maybe we should start that.
No, but come on. How could you say that anybody else but this guy
Oh.
won? And here, where we keep going. This is, Patrick Bet-David.
Yes.
This was his analysis, his recap last night. I'm going to read it because I think it's absolutely correct here. Not only, quoting Patrick Bet-David, not only was Vivek the unanimous winner, a star was born today. He shined, he was loose, he was comfortable, yet intense. He even gave credit to DeSantis and Tim Scott multiple times. A good balance between a fighter, leader, and synergist. He kept going to DeSantis on each break and spark a conversation with him, another sign of a synergist. He kept giving different perspectives, changing definitions of, say, overdose to terrorist poisoning. There was one moment, I don't have the clip of it because it's a small moment, where DeSantis talked about the fentanyl coming in. And it then was Ramaswamy's turn, and he said, well, Governor, I think you would agree with this, that it's not an overdose. This is poisoning.
Right.
If they put fentanyl in a Big Mac, we wouldn't call it an overdose. We're talking about products that are laced, where people aren't overdosing and making a mistake. They're being poisoned. And DeSantis, to his credit, said, you know what, I agree. And it was this weird moment of everybody agreeing on the stage last night. So Pat Bet-David goes on. He says, DeSantis was the most poised I've ever seen. I agree with that. He's super comfortable and was presidential. Best I've seen him. He was even funny and loose. And Bet David mentions in passing, though, that Ramaswamy was so captivating tonight that if you watch the replay, you'd notice even his opponents impressed with his answers. So, for instance, the one big part that they disagree on, other than maybe DeSantis, is like, we're never going to send troops there.
Yeah.
But Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, like a lot of these folks are all about, war, more war. Well, this was Vivek Ramaswamy's answer on the question of war.
Mr. Ramaswamy, are you persuaded by President
Ukraine.
Zelensky's urgent new plea? Where do you stand on more funding?
I'm absolutely unpersuaded. And I'm actually enjoying watching the Ukraine hawks quietly, delicately tiptoe back from their position as this thing has unwound into a disaster. The first half of this race, I was the only person standing for it. Now they're actually quietly coming around to being more cautious, as they should. Level with the American people here. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties. It has consolidated all media into one state TV media arm. That's not democratic. It has threatened not to hold elections this year unless the U.S. forks over more money. That is not democratic. It has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, the comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky, doing it in their own ranks. That is not democratic. More facts for you that you won't hear from the mainstream in either party or the mainstream media. The regions of Ukraine that are occupied by Russia right now in the Donbass, Luhansk, Donetsk. These are Russian-speaking regions that have not even been part of Ukraine since 2014, that other people probably couldn't name those provinces for you. Those are the hard facts. And so to frame this as some kind of battle between good versus evil, don't buy it. And I'd like the likes of the sharpest of the war hawks on Ukraine, Nikki Haley, to have some accountability and answer. Do you want to use U.S. taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians? That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them. The Ukrainian parliament just did this last week, supported by our dollars. And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one time at least condemn.
Thank you. That's time.
At least to condemn their banning of Christians.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you.
Out of both sides
Mr. Ramaswamy.
Thank you. And she says, we asked the questions. So Nikki didn't get a chance to answer that one in particular.
Oh, well, saved by a friend, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just not fair. But to close out this opening segment, because it's very clear that Vivek won last night.
Yeah.
That they claimed, the media claimed over and over again that, this was in fact, Nikki Haley's night, or Ron DeSantis. And I admit DeSantis did look good. But here is Vivek's closing statement. Everybody's just fine.
Okay.
It's a dark time in America. I believe Nikki Haley said the world is on fire. And you can't afford groceries. And all the stuff that everybody's going to say.
Soundbites.
But here is what Vivek Ramaswamy had to say.
I'll shut down the deep state. I'll declare economic independence from China. I'll keep us out of World War III and then revive national pride in this country. I also want to close with one message to the Democrat Party. End this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee. We know he's not even the president of the United States. He's a puppet for the managerial class. So have the guts to step up and be honest about who you're actually going to put up so we can have an honest debate. Biden should step aside, end his candidacy now so we can see whether it's Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else.
All right,
just
Mr.
tell us the
Ramaswamy,
truth so we can have an honest
time is
debate.
up.
Now, did they cut everybody else off like they cut him off every
No.
time? Just curious.
Right.
He speaks more truth.
Right.
than-
Hey, enough
with
truth
30
out of you,
seconds.
man.
You can't have that.
And he was clearly the star last night.
Are you sure? Because on the Fox, Joey, on the Fox,
There's
they
one
were very
person
specific. It was not his time.
with charisma that's dynamic on that stage.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one person. And
I'm telling you.
I love how selective they can be with all that. It's just amazing. So if you just watch the recap, whether you're reading the New York Times or Wall Street Journal in the morning, or you're watching Fox and Friends with Brian, kill me now. Excuse me. I'm sorry. He's going to be in Montgomery soon, so he's a good guy, right? You would have thought, who's this Vivek guy just being mean? But I think he's actually speaking to the same energy Trump is speaking to.
Yep.
And yet he's younger. He's got fresh legs. I don't know if he's going to end up vice president or something else, but it was a pleasant surprise is the way I'll put it, folks.
I don't know if he'll make a vice president with anybody in that room because he burnt some bridges last night, but I'm glad to see he did it.
None of those other people are going to win anyway. I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm
right.
Until Trump comes up and slays the dragon.
Retract that statement.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just, especially with Haley. After the press last night, it says that she was the clear winner. And it takes you 15 minutes of clips to realize she was not the clear winner.
Not at all.
The fix is in again, folks.
Big time. It just becomes more apparent.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and yet some folks still don't see it. But once
You're
you
right,
take
they
that
don't.
red pill and you step outside the matrix, you kind of go, ooh.
Yeah.
All right, I can't unsee it. Though it is interesting, that one person that's like, yeah, I know the matrix isn't real, but I kind of want to just go back to sleep. Liquidate me and put me in a different body or something.
The food was better.
Right.
If only the food was better.
Well, before we hit this break, tell us about the Alabama Gazette, Sky.
That's your hometown conservative newspaper, the Alabama Gazette. Very proud to be associated with the Gazette. 24 years in business now, always. The Gazette has been published under the banner of God, family, and country. Pro-life, pro-family, pro-America, that's the Gazette, and it always has been. They have the courage to publish their convictions as well. They've never even for a moment hesitated to give you the news in an independent, clear source where there's a difference between the news and opinion and editorializing. Right. That's the Alabama Gazette. Serving Central Alabama proper. It's a great value for your advertising dollars as well. A ready-made audience of people and businesses that share your principles, your values. Surprisingly affordable is the Alabama Gazette. Give them a call, 356-6700. Extremely effective. 356-6700. That's the Alabama Gazette. Also, they publish Tidbits, the game, puzzle, crossword, trivia magazine, and you can find it at many fine establishments throughout the river region. That's the Alabama Gazette. 356-6700, the People's Paper.
Now, I want to make something clear, folks, before we hit this break. As much as I, admittedly, I'm in the tank now for Ramaswamy, when somebody comes along and you just are vibing with them and you're agreeing on things on a deep level, I think you owe it to yourself to support that person. And that's me with Vivek Ramaswamy. But let's be honest. Whether you like Vivek or Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, maybe even you're a fan of Tim Scott and his new girlfriend. We'll get to that in a second.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was the most interesting thing he did all night.
All right.
Just squeeze her hand a little too long. And kind of revealed, there's something going on there. Or, maybe you're a Chris Christie fan. Let's be honest.
Somebody's got it.
The winner is going to be Donald John Trump.
Joey. It's like you're some kind of truth teller. A sorcerer, perhaps.
A wizard.
So I know it's going to be heinous. I know it's going to be hectic. It's going to be mayhem and havoc.
Yeah?
Especially if Trump's thrown in prison or jail and that he's still on the ballot.
Some people like it like that, Joey.
I mean, some people do. So as we head into 2024, what's the word?
Hold on to your butts.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
It's me again, Shelby, with Blue Water Broadcasting, and I'm live at GFL Environmental on Willowbank Street in Montgomery, collecting donations for our annual holiday food drive. We are collecting donations of non-perishable food items to benefit the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. They service our area and 12 counties surrounding us. At Blue Water Broadcasting, it is important to us that we do our part in making sure that those who are struggling do not go hungry this holiday season, and we really need your help. Stop by the store, grab a few non-perishable food items to donate, and drop them by our convenient sponsor locations around the river region before the week is over. I'll be here at GFL Environmental on Willowbank Street in Montgomery until 12:30. Next, I'm headed to Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Prattville until 2 o'clock. Stop by, say hello, and donate what you can. This is Shelby with Blue Water Broadcasting live at GFL Environmental on Willowbank Street in Montgomery for our annual holiday food drive.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster.
Hey man, what's happening?
Now, I understand you radio people move a lot, is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money?
Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man.
Your money man?
With the money plan.
I see.
So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know?
I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest.
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
And he has a website at retirewithernest.com.
Hey, you're on top of it today, man.
I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting.
Yes. I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air.
Why were you taken off the air?
Too much foul language, man.
Oh, my.
So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
Chris Brockman here from The Rich Eisen Show. And do you want even more excitement on game day? Yeah, you do. It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and it's easy to make your picks with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals. Prize Picks is the place to play. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on the second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime, use code PRIMETIME for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Join us today from 1 to 2 at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Drop off your non-perishable food donations to help feed families in need this holiday season.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, to give Ronnie D his due, folks, let's bring on Ron DeSantis. This is what he had to say in his opening. He was asked, why would you be better than Donald John Trump? Why should you be picked over him?
With you on this one, speak to Republican voters who are supporting Donald Trump. Why should you and not him be the Republican nominee to face Joe Biden a year from now?
This country is in trouble, and the elites that have put us here, they don't care about you. They don't care that you're having to grapple with higher grocery prices or have higher gas prices. They don't care that your family's less secure because of the open border that's allowed drugs and even terrorists to come into this country. Well, I care. I am not going to sit idly by and let this country continue its downward spiral. We need leadership, and we need it now. I'll take the hits, I'll take the arrows, I'll take the slings, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about you. I will fight for you. I will make sure to lead this country's revival, and I will win for you and your family. Actions speak louder than words. We don't have time for excuses, and it's not something that we're going to be able to have all these distractions. As a veteran, I will get the job done. Now, if you look where we are now, it's a lot different than where we were in 2016. And Donald Trump's a lot different guy than he was in 2016. He owes it to you to be on this stage and explain why he should get another chance. He should explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he didn't drain the swamp. And he said Republicans were going to get tired of winning. Well, we saw last night, I'm sick of Republicans losing. In Florida, I showed how it's done. 1 year ago here, we won a historic victory, including a massive landslide right here in Miami-Dade County. That's how we have to do it. So I promise you this, as the nominee, next November I'll get the job done, and as president, I will deliver
your time
for
is
you.
up. Let me turn.
See, that's solid, but
Yeah,
not
that's all right. Best I heard him say anything, powerful in a while.
right. But it wasn't amazing
It's
by
not
any means.
inspiring.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's
Whereas
not.
Vivek got me all like,
Yeah, he was fired up. Yeah.
Right, because again, we're in this weird moment. That's why I've been talking about it nonstop for the last year, 2 years, where the media wars are shifting more and more. And you're seeing, whether it's prestige networks like NBC or cable news networks like Fox, they still have a lot of sway. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, they do.
There are a lot of folks, all they do is watch Fox or all they do is watch NBC, and they, they listen to the pundit and they go, well, I'm going to repeat what that guy said at a party or something. You know what I mean? Isn't that how most people work?
Yes, it's just
People will think I'm smart.
right. I gotta remember that.
Right. But that's how it works. So, I don't know. I think it's great to see the new media taking more and more of a life of its own. And it's not just a particular person. Not just Elon. It's not just Joe Rogan. It's not just Tucker Carlson. It's this whole ecosystem of new thought. And you got to remember, folks, the Trump base is not your traditional Republican. Isn't your traditional Republican by any means. Your Trump base is a bunch of folks who hadn't voted for years, if voted at all in their life. They're folks that really have a disdain for the normal political game.
Yes.
Whether the media lying or all the politicians doing their poll-tested consulting group talking points. A lot of folks just have no time for that. Even when I entertain that stuff here on the show, I'll get criticized because I'm trying to be fair. Here's what everybody's saying, but there are a lot of folks who just don't even want to hear it. They see through it, and I think it's at the end of the day, a beautiful thing to behold. In a second, though, Donald John Trump,
The winner.
yeah, he was
The
speaking.
true winner of last night's
Yeah, he was
debate?
speaking last night. It was pretty good. I think one of them's about. The number one question they ask me, when you wake up in the morning, how do you do it? How do you get up every day? It's like he's going to start quoting Shakespeare, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune.
Well,
to be or not to be, that is the question.
On Monday Night Football now, they have personalities watch it, and that's part of a TV show. Best TV show ever would be Donald Trump watching these.
Yes.
Watching these debates.
Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. They'd throw Rogan in there.
Yeah,
Watching
Elon,
that
throw
debate.
Elon
just
in there.
And the
sitting
ghost
around.
of Howard Cosell.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Now we're lit.
For the fourth GOP debate, because I think it's going to be the last one of the year, it'll be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
That's right.
Somebody
that's a true
get in
story.
touch with Joe Rogan and make this happen. Make it a watch party.
That would be incredible. That would probably have more watchers than the actual debate.
Oh, I'd watch that over the debate
No
all day, every
question
day.
about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Blair real quick. Hey, Blair.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
I'll
Blair.
try to be fast. Debates don't mean anything to me. If you don't know what Donald Trump stands for by now, then you don't know what time of day it is.
There you go.
These people go out and campaign, and when they go to a debate, all they do is try to get a one sentence, one word up on the other people. We know who those people are. We know Chris Christie is a rhino. We know all he does is complain about Trump because he's, one, jealous of him, two, knows he could not beat him. We know that Nikki Haley is a warmonger. We know that she wants you to vote for her because she's female and all that nonsense. I know who Donald Trump is. I will vote for Donald Trump. He has proven that what he says he'll do, he does. You can't say that about a lot of people. I like Ramaswamy. I would love to see him VP with Trump. He stands his ground. But the debates are just a word vocal pissing contest. I don't need that. It doesn't serve any purpose. Get out and campaign.
Hey,
Get over it. All right,
Great
y'all.
call, Blair.
Thank you, Blair.
All right. Let's go to Randy. Hey, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
What's up? What's up, gentleman?
How you doing, bud?
Man, I'm doing anything I want to do, but on the other hand, I would pay $500 a ticket if somehow they could get Joe Rogan on that panel on the next debate they have and listen to the questions he would ask them morons.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine what he would have to ask them.
Oh, yeah. And Rogan's style's more long form. He wears you down over 2 hours, over 3 hours. It would be great to see Tucker Carlson. I mean, if you go compare the Tucker Carlson questions at the first family forum event in Iowa, he was not pulling any punches.
No, not at all.
And so, there is this now. It's beautiful to watch, especially on the right, but you're seeing some of it on the left online, where people are seeing through the bull crap. Like, we're not going to do this like it's 1980 and Reagan threw a good zinger at Jimmy Carter. Like, it's a different country now. We have a different media space now.
Right.
But they're not going to let Tucker, let me interrupt you, they're not going to let Tucker Carlson anywhere near them because they all scared to death of him.
Yep.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But I can tell you one thing, before I say he's gone, if Haley or DeSantis gets the nomination, Moses is going to ride through y'all's studio on a tricycle. Remember I said that?
I'm writing that down.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
Well, being that the debate is in Tuscaloosa,
Yeah.
And being realistic and all, how about equal time moderator Charles Barkley?
Oh,
Well, that'd be another good one.
Chuck.
Can you imagine?
Oh, especially Chuck's got some ties to Alabama. He
no,
had some very
They need to
specific
throw it
questions.
outside the studio. Here's a question from Chuck and Shaq. And
That'd be great.
so we're going to ask this question.
That's right.
Barkley will line him
No,
up,
I've
man.
made a great thing for my family by reinvesting. I own Macy's. I think Shaq does own a lion's share of Macy's thing.
Yeah.
Dude's brilliant.
Dude, he
But the amount of money he's made out of his basketball career,
smart
amazing.
enough. Yeah, he put his name and likeness out there and made a ton of money off of it.
But real quick here, this was actually not last night. This is Trump on the Clay and Buck show. Mm-hmm. They're, Bongino replaced Rush on half the radio stations, Clay and Buck on the other half.
Okay.
It's hard to replace. Nobody can be Rush Limbaugh. But this moment was great. Trump's asked about his mugshot.
These are politicians. It's one of those things.
The mugshot photo is iconic.
Well, I went to
had
Atlanta.
one take. Tell people.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. One take. I went to Atlanta, and I was greeted by a sheriff who was really very nice, and he was apologetic for having to do it. And we walked into a building, a lot of police, and they were so nice, waving to me and everything else. It was a little interesting. And they said, "Sir, are you ready?" I said, "For what?" "We're going to take a photo of you." And it was a camera in the ceiling. I said, "Okay, where is it?" "It's up in the ceiling." And I looked at the ceiling. "Ready, sir?" "Yeah." Boom. And they didn't do 2, 3, 4, 5. No. And when I saw it, which was sent to us a few hours later, when I saw the picture, I couldn't believe it. I said, "It's actually a decent picture. It's a good picture. It's maybe," they were all saying, "This is an iconic picture." This was something that was very unusual. I figured it would be a horrible...
You're like an Instagram star.
I thought it was going to be a horrible picture, but it was a pretty cool
Came out
picture.
very well.
Well, they only let you get one. They don't give you multiple options.
They don't let you say, "Hey,
No.
man, can I take another officer?"
No, not the experience I've seen.
What's
anyway.
up with the camera in the ceiling, though? I don't get that.
Yeah, so they don't have to move it. You stand in this spot, and the picture's taken.
How do you guys know so much about it?
I did a tour.
It's
there
like
one
when
time.
you go to the DMV.
Okay.
No, they're not as friendly at the or at jail as they are at the DMV.
I hear they're a little more friendly.
Not my tour. They weren't.
All depends.
Yeah, all depends.
This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and Ashley and her team there at Pest Pro. Well, they got your back.
Yeah, they do.
When it comes to controlling that property of yours, and by control it, we mean take care of those little pests.
Yeah.
Those bugs, those little critters trying to get inside. It's awful when you wake up and you're like, okay, that's too many cockroaches.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing to see one, but if your mind goes from one cockroach to too many cockroaches, you got a big problem.
No doubt.
Pest Pro can help you with that.
They really can. And a big thing, too, it's fixing to get cold again. We're in November. We're having that Indian summer, but it's going to get cold.
Right.
Well, the bugs are going to try to come back in. So go ahead and call them now. Get set up. So you've got that barrier between you and the bugs.
Spiders are going to be blowing up at this time of year.
Like cucarachas. When we had the sun coming out, you'll have ladybugs like crazy.
Right.
No fun.
And maybe you don't have a termite treatment, like a preventative measure set
need
down.
one.
Pest Pro specializes in that. They can lay down bait, essentially, so if termites do hit your property, they hit that bait first, Pest Pro knows, and they take them out. It's just that simple.
That simple.
So call up Pest Pro Services today, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. What do you want to know? Call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team there that Joey and Eddie and Sky from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. Let's go to Aubie's Girl. Hey, Aubie's Girl.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Hanging in there. Listen, I want to reply to one of your earlier callers about Nikki Haley.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Trump is looking strong and we all want him back. But we also need to be more supportive of the other candidates, the 2s and the 3s, because we don't know what's going to happen. There are states right now trying to keep him off the ballot. There are court cases right now that are trying to keep him off the ballot. Minnesota said you can't take him off the ballot, but if he gets on if he gets the Republican nomination, they can go after him again. So they're trying to steal the election again. But if for some reason we can't have Trump, we need to look more seriously at Nikki Haley. She did a very good job as the ambassador of the UN. She accomplished more than any of the other people that we've had up there. And she has never asked us to vote for her because she's a woman. You know who the last person was that asked us to vote for her because she's a woman? Hillary Clinton.
Oh, that's what I thought. Hillary.
Oh,
but
Hillary.
She's very capable. So is Ron DeSantis. Even though he stumbled around, both of them are very capable. And we need to be bringing a lot more support to them in case something happens that we cannot have Trump.
Okay, well, and we'll see what happens. And I'm happy to hear your point of view on that. I personally am going to be a Ramaswamy guy through and through. But you're right on the general point. If something happens to Trump, we're still going to have to do the best we got.
I don't think Ramaswamy can be trusted.
Why is that?
I think he's kind of shady when it comes to Israel and some of our foreign policy stances.
Shady?
Yeah. He's not clear on whether or not he'll support our allies.
Well, it seemed clear enough to me, but I hear where you're coming from.
Now, I think Ramaswamy is very bright, and I think if we want to modernize and overhaul our government in a lot of areas, I think he's the one that can do that.
Well, I appreciate the call, Aubie's Girl.
Thank you.
Thank you,
272-9228.
I don't feel no ways.
No.
Shut up, silly woman.
Oh, put that demon back in the bottle.
I'm sorry it got out there for a second.
She was about to cackle.
Anytime somebody says her name,
I throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah. You got to work on my defense spells. Anyway. Hey. Let's hit a break.
Let's please.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, I'm Todd with River Region Contracting, a premier roofing contractor. Most people don't think that they have a roofing problem until they see water spots and stains on their ceiling. By then, it may be a little too late because the wooden decking that supports their shingle or metal roof may be holding moisture, causing it to rot. Most insurance companies will not pay for the decking, causing you to pay more money out of your own pocket. Why not call us today and set up an appointment for a free roofing inspection? It could save you some money. Call us at 334-356-8635 or go to riverregioncontracting.com or like us on Facebook.
The holiday season is quickly approaching, and what better way to spread joy than by giving back to those in need? We're calling on all of you, our generous listeners, to make this holiday season extra special for those who might be struggling. Join us for our annual holiday food drive benefiting the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. It's simple. Just gather those non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, rice from your pantry, and drop them off at any of our convenient sponsor locations across the river region. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can feed families in need this holiday season. Bring your donations to Pershing's Chiropractic Clinic in Montgomery. Pershing's Chiropractic Clinic, a holistic approach to health. Donate what you can. It's our annual food drive from Blue Water Broadcasting and Pershing's Chiropractic Clinic.
To find out how you can help, go to newstalk931.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Our warm, dry, early November pattern continues for now, but changes are right around the corner. For today, with a high temperature up to about 82, another warm, dry day for November, a sun and cloud mix, then mostly cloudy tonight, but dry, low in the mid-60s. The risk of scattered showers begins, I think, primarily Friday afternoon, Friday night, and showers at times on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, of course, is Veterans Day. A series of disturbances drift by the region. Not as warm, 73 the high Friday, 67 on Saturday, and only 63 Sunday. Back to mostly sunny Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Looking for a tractor, excavator, mower, ag implements, or other equipment? Capital Tractor is as close as your smartphone or computer. Find the best deals, financing information, and browse new and used inventory with just a click at capitaltractor.com.
Actor Portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of two, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to Montgomery Men's Health. Got some lab work done, was prescribed some meds, and wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough good about them. They took care of me, followed up, and made adjustments to make it happen even better. I even learned I had low testosterone, which they were also treating me for. And I have never felt better. If I were you and you're like me, I'd give them a call today at 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. If you like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
The fall sale is on, and there's never been a better time to upgrade your floors. During Prattville Carpet's biggest sale of the year, find deep discounts on Mohawk flooring for every room in your home, plus interest-free financing with approved credit. Get new floors before the holidays with huge discounts. Visit PrattvilleCarpet.com or call 285-8117 today.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This is part of the program brought to you by XI Repair. And there at XI Repair, Jonathan Strange and his team are ready to help you with pretty much any of your electronic repair needs.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Of course, they specialize in smartphones. So if you're dropping your phone all the time...
Happens, Joey.
You don't have to live with that cracked screen.
As an older individual, my grip's not as good as it used to be.
Neuropathy?
I think that might be the case.
I hardly know her.
Although I don't drop beer, just my phone.
You know, if you take a few Benadryl, then that's an inside joke for us. But yeah, if you keep dropping your phone or made myself laugh too much there. Keep dropping your phone, or it could be left it out overnight,
Yeah.
and all the condensation of the dew in the morning created
You
some
could have
water
dropped it in
damage.
the pool. You could have dropped it in your live well when you were taking a fishing picture. That happens a lot.
Could be you're very careful with your phone. You never drop it at all, but that battery's wearing out.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, crap, I'm going to spend another $800, $1,000
On a new phone. Right.
That's
No,
going
no,
to
no.
happen.
No. You can replace that battery for much cheaper.
Jonathan educated us very well on that.
I have an iPhone 10, and I wanted to use it for filming,
Right.
so I got the battery replaced, and the port was dirty. Got that cleaned up. It was only $120. Took him about 45 minutes.
As opposed to a new
$120.
As opposed to a new phone, which would have been $1,000 or more.
Right. Incredible deal right there. So whether it's smartphones or laptop, desktop computers, top-end gaming consoles like a PS5, even if you need data recovery services
Oh, yeah, they got that, dude.
XI Repair can help you with all of that. So call them today at 777-1234. That's 777-1234. Or you can start a job online at xirepair.com. And be sure to tell those fine folks there at XI Repair that Joey and Eddie and Sky from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. Yeah, and I just think it's not, Trump's not going to be knocked out because today the Minnesota Supreme Court said, no, actually, we're not going to hear this 14th
They won't even
Amendment.
hear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they reject even hearing the 14th Amendment challenge to
I
Trump.
kind of appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right.
Judicial system.
Right.
That's
I
why we
mean,
have three branches of government, man. That was the idea.
Has anybody ever told the upper branches that there's three branches
Well,
of
they
government?
they're not really thrilled about the judicial branch.
think so either.
Right now.
Now, I will say,
Stand
to
by.
give, I was about to say, give the devil her due, but she's not the devil. I'm not a fan. Nikki Haley's best moment
last
was,
night?
I thought, when she, and most honest moment, was when she was asked about abortion. And she pretty much said, yeah, we can sit up here and say what we want national bans or a national stand or all this stuff, but you're going to need 60 votes in the Senate. You're going to need a whole majority in the House. You're going
Right.
to need a president to sign it. And I don't think we're going to be able to get like the 15-week ban or any of these things like Tim Scott was proposing. What we need to do is focus on short-term wins, make it an iterative process to where, okay, ban late-term abortions. Can we increase adoption funding? These
Right.
sorts of things.
So
And
they're-
I thought it was probably her best answer of the night.
She was looking for some compromise. She's not just
No,
held
she was looking, I think, at it very clear-eyed and honestly because, get a load of this. This is out of Ohio. 20% of Republicans and 70% of independents voted for the abortion rights amendment there in Ohio. 20% of Republicans.
Yep.
And I think this is
doesn't
because,
surprise
I think
me.
Ramaswamy said this last night, there was no alternative offered. It was this yes or no on this one thing. Instead, if the Republicans had gotten their stuff together, they could have offered a true alternative to folks out there. So,
Well, a lot of times people don't want to offer that alternative, and maybe the Republican Party is learning. You can't just say it's my way or the highway. There's got to be some compromise within your constituents.
well, and we're not going to show this on the live stream screen, but Tim Scott did get kind of caught with where he was holding her hand a little too long, holding her pretty tight. Y'all want to see Tim Scott's new secret girlfriend?
Let's check it out.
All right, here we go. There she is.
Oh my!
Yeah.
How you doing?
He stepped up. Now.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
You know, he's 58.
Dude, he looks, as a man of 54, he looks really good at 58.
Yeah, that's her. You can see her on the live stream there.
It's an
folks.
interesting look. She's put together there.
She looks familiar. Is she like a some
Wait,
type of
wait,
model
hold
or
on.
something?
Oh, let me look there. Is that your mom?
Not my mom. My mom's very good looking, but she's got a couple days.
That
on
ain't her.
I'm a child. I apologize. Hey, we got a business break coming up,
Okay.
and I believe it's about Farm City Week.
Oh, nice.
Looking forward to that. Talk with Mike Lamar here in a second. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Plans already in place for the next GOP presidential primary debate. A fourth debate scheduled for early next month in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. To make the stage, candidates must garner at least 6% of 2 approved polls and gather at least 80,000 unique donors representing 20 or more states. The White House says that Israel has agreed to a daily 4-hour pause in fighting in northern Gaza. Tens of thousands of healthcare workers ratifying a new 4-year contract with industry giant Kaiser Permanente, following a strike over wages and staffing levels. Over 98% voted to ratify the deal. Oakland-based Kaiser has hospitals and clinics that serve nearly 13 million Americans. The Dow is down 76 points, the NASDAQ losing 27 points. This is SRN News.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Our warm, dry, early November pattern continues for now, but changes are right around the corner. For today, with a high temperature up to about 82, another warm, dry day for November, a sun and cloud mix, then mostly cloudy tonight, but dry, low in the mid-60s. The risk of scattered showers begins, I think, primarily Friday afternoon, Friday night, and showers at times on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, of course, is Veterans Day. A series of disturbances drift by the region. Not as warm, 73 the high Friday, 67 on Saturday, and only 63 Sunday. Back to mostly sunny Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you once again for voting ASE the best credit union and best mortgage company in Central Alabama's Reader's Choice Awards. We're honored to serve our members for 69 years and counting.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASE.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Charges have been filed against the co-captain of the Harriet II more than 3 months after the Montgomery Riverboat brawl. Damian Pickett is charged with third-degree assault for his involvement in the fight that began as an argument over a docking spot. Pickett has not yet entered a plea. Governor Kay Ivey has set a January 25th execution date for Kenneth Eugene Smith for what would be the nation's first attempt to put an inmate to death using nitrogen gas. Smith was one of 2 men convicted in the 1988 murder-for-hire slaying of Elizabeth Sennett in northwestern Alabama. A $1,000 reward is being offered in hope of solving a Montgomery man's shooting death. 27-year-old Fernando Edwards was shot the night of July 23rd in the 600 block of North Pass Road just off Alabama River Parkway. Investigators are asking anyone who may have information about the murder to please come forward. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Hey y'all, this is Shelby with Blue Water Broadcasting. I am live on location at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Don't forget, this is the last week to make your donation. We're here until 2 o'clock collecting donations to benefit the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. They serve those in need right here in the River Region, a total of 12 counties surrounding us. We're looking for items such as pasta, rice, canned goods, basically any of those non-perishable food items you would find in your pantry. Here at Blue Water Broadcasting, it is important to us to serve those who are in need. We thank you, our listeners, and our generous sponsors for the help. If you can't stop by today, that's okay. This is the last week to drop off your donation at any of our convenient sponsor locations during their normal business hours, so get those donations in. Again, I'm Shelby, and we're here until 2 o'clock at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, as promised, we have a guest here to talk about Farm City Week. Prattville Farm City Week coming up. We have Mike Lamar in the studio. How you doing, Mike?
Just fine, Joey. Just fine. Appreciate y'all letting me come in here again and talk about it. So,
yes, sir.
Farm City Week's my favorite thing we do in Prattville. So,
well, if I'm remembering correctly, last time you stopped by last year for this, Eddie wasn't here, right?
No, we did not have Eddie. So now we got Eddie.
I took a day off, I guess.
Yeah, I know, because you were wanting to meet him. I don't know why. I mean,
he's
look
a
at
rock
the guy.
star. I mean,
is that right?
Yes. Listen to him every day.
Well, I'm glad somebody does besides my mom. I'm glad somebody else does.
So, for folks who don't know about Farm City Week, they should, but if they don't, what's it all about?
All right, Farm City Week been celebrated in America every year since 1955. We've done it for 40 years in Autauga County, and the whole purpose is to create a better dialogue between the business community and the agricultural community, and just get them a better understanding about what each group does. And the more we communicate with each other, the better we are. And if you kind of think about it, most people have the luxury of going to the supermarket and getting any kind of food you want to get. And other than the little time during the pandemic when there was scarcity, we've just been blessed. And you listen to this radio program every week, and really the news is just terrible. And you know, we have forsaken our ability to manufacture anything in this country. And, you know, how would you fight a war? Well, you know, one thing we haven't messed up is agriculture. We can feed ourselves, and that is so important. And we just got to keep that in the forefront and get an appreciation of the blessing we have to be able to feed people in this country.
Amen. And so, like, this getting to know you, this conversation between groups that maybe don't always talk, this is like a week long of different events?
So it's actually kind of transformed into a month long.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So we've done stuff from the 1st of November, and it'll end next Thursday night. But 1st of November, we had a farm landowners tour, and primarily forestry related. The Auburn Raptor Center came with all the birds, and
cool.
that was cool. And then the next day at the Ag Center, we had 685 sixth grade students come out and had all kind of talks about, again, the Raptor Center came back out. We are lucky enough in Otaugaville, Alabama, we have our own water bottling plant. 1186 water, great water. And they came out and taught the kids about how we harvest water right out of the ground in Otaugaville. And but farm safety, all kind of stuff. And then it all culminates next Thursday night on the 16th at the Ag Center in Otaugaville. We're going to have our annual Farm City banquet. And in years past, we've always honored a Farmer of the Year and a Business Person of the Year. And we're going to still do that. But we tried to up our game this year. It's kind of really an agricultural fair that we'll be doing. It's a big arena in there. We got lots of space. Our 4-H kids are bringing their show calves.
Cool.
We'll have calves and goats and things for kids to pet and look at. Our Billingsley FFA is going to be out there. They just went to Indianapolis, Indiana at the national convention and did real well. They're going to be out there talking about what they do. And then Sweet Grown Alabama, we're lucky enough to have them out there. They try to put producers of food with consumers, and she'll be out there talking about what they do. So it's
excellent.
Lots going on at the event, and a delicious steak dinner.
That's right. Don't forget about that dinner.
I was about to ask about the food.
Yes.
So if folks are interested in that big event, how do they need tickets?
They do need tickets, and I would encourage folks, because this thing will fill up pretty fast.
Okay.
Call the Prattville Area Chamber of Commerce at 365-7392. If you call them and reserve your tickets up front, you'll save $5. It's $40 a plate, $45 at the door. So it would save them $5 to go on and get their name in the hat and get them out there, but would encourage people to do that.
How do you cook that much steak for people?
I was going to say, man, that's a big grill.
That's got to be an operation.
Well, you'd just be surprised what all goes on in Otaugaville. We have got a catering business down there, and Karen Tucker Catering, she can cook 225 steaks in
Oh,
no
wow.
time, and they are delicious. So you really lots of stuff going on in Ottawa, believe it or not. So
Oh, no, I do believe it, but that it's just still 200 something steaks. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I
we
do
can-
one for me. That's
we
about
can
it.
move them through the line very quickly. You'd be surprised how fast they go. So.
Well,
I bet.
This is a great event, and I'd imagine you see familiar faces, right? People reconnecting, but you're also always bringing new folks to the party.
We always do, and we always encourage folks to come. But we'll have some political folks out there that you'll get to meet. Just always a really good gathering spot for folks in Ottawa County, and everybody ought to come out and see the show. I think they'd be glad they did.
And again, how can they get tickets early?
Call the Prattville Area Chamber of Commerce at 365-7392, and they'll hook you up.
Okay, cool. Well, and before I let you go, don't worry about it. I'll just go to it, Eddie.
Right.
See who this is on line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, a fellow Ottawa County.
Absolutely so.
Well, hey, I just got to add to Karen, man. They ain't. This is man. That's 5-6 years ago, back when Southeast Cherokee was still jumping on the horizontal level, and I had a cake made for Lynn, and she made it. That thing was 20. I mean, it probably was 15 foot long. It was set up just like a. It was just like a big old construction area. It had all the bulldozers, dump trucks, trash hoes, going crazy on it. I mean, and because we had two companies in there eating at the, back when Quincy was still with a big fat yeast roll.
Yeah.
And so we had that lot, and everybody might have well quit Ryan. I'm sorry. And so I just want to say, man, Karen, there ain't nothing she can't do. They growed up on County Road 69. Her kids did, her nephews did, right there along with me between the tracks. So they good folks, man. You can't beat them for real.
You're exactly right. That is true.
Yes, sir. And man, Brian touched a lot of people's hearts, man.
No doubt.
And
Yep.
he was a special person.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Randall.
Appreciate it, Randall.
See you, brother.
You know that fella?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Can't forget Randall, man.
Can't forget Randall.
Great dude. Well, are we leaving anything out? I don't want to let you go if we're leaving something out.
I really think we have hit all the high spots. We'll have door prizes. Everybody likes free stuff.
You bet.
And if we don't eat all the steaks, we'll sell them at a discount at the door when we leave. So,
all right, look at
there. Free food. Get your steak in before turkey time.
There you go.
I like that steak. I mean, I
Right.
can do a nice drum
Oh, yeah.
arrangement right there. I'm eating it lately, but always great seeing you, Mike.
I appreciate it.
And this is always a great annual event. Again, Farm City Week, folks. We got the number written down.
Yeah,
If
got
you
it
want to
down.
get tickets early, just call up Eddie. He has that number ready to go. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
It's the big Veterans Day sale going on now at Shaw's Garden Center and Landscaping. A portion of the proceeds will go directly to the Wounded Warrior Project. Shop today for ornamental concrete at 10% off. Small rack of firewood, $45. $84 for large. Keep your yard colorful through the chilly months with pansies, dianthus, and dusty miller. Come get cabbage, collards, and broccoli for $16 a flat or 6 packs, $3 each. Shaw's has pine straw bales on sale. Shaw's Garden Center's Veterans Day sale going on now at 3295 Wetumpka Highway in Montgomery.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over here.
Hey y'all, this is Shelby with Blue Water Broadcasting. I am live on location at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Don't forget, this is the last week to make your donation. We're here until 2 o'clock collecting donations to benefit the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. They serve those in need right here in the River Region, a total of 12 counties surrounding us. We're looking for items such as pasta, rice, canned goods, basically any of those non-perishable food items you would find in your pantry. Here at Blue Water Broadcasting, it is important to us to serve those who are in need. We thank you, our listeners, and our generous sponsors for the help. If you can't stop by today, that's okay. This is the last week to drop off your donation at any of our convenient sponsor locations during their normal business hours, so get those donations in. Again, I'm Shelby, and we're here until 2 o'clock at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive.
Hey y'all, this is Tammy at Mama's Produce, and it's a new season here. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here through the fall. We've got all of your tailgate needs. We've got breakfast needs. Don't forget we got new sausages in. Those sausages we had last year, they're back. Still got your tomatoes, other fresh vegetables, and we're going to have some new things coming online, so stay tuned to our Facebook page and look out.
At Kia of Auburn, we are excited to get the holidays underway. This month, we are thrilled to feature the 2023 Kia Telluride. This mid-size crossover SUV offers your family a stylish and comfortable ride. Not only that, it comes with a long list of great standard features. Stop by and let us help you find the perfect Kia Telluride to make your holiday season more memorable. KiaofAuburn.com. Kia of Auburn, where you are always number one.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Join us tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 at Rick's Jewelers on Fairview Avenue in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Drop off your non-perishable food donations to help feed families in need this holiday season.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
In the house.
And this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing, well, they have this proprietary pipelining technology.
Yep.
It allows them to solve an emergency problem. Say you got a burst pipe inside the house. You don't want to have to tear out, like, a wall.
Especially if that burst pipe, you don't see it at first, Joe. You see that water leaking out of a wall.
And it starts to sweat through.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's a wall
and it's
there.
like, why is the carpet wet?
Yes.
Honey, why? In the closet? You have an accident again?
I can get a description there. I had one of those leaks one time behind the wall in the closet, got to the carpet, got to the pad. We noticed a smell before we noticed anything else. And by then it was... We should have called James a long time before then.
Here's the beautiful thing, though, about Cole Plumbing, whether it's inside like that,
yeah,
or you're talking about burst pipe outside flooding your yard.
No fun there either, buddy.
They're not going to have to tear out all that drywall. They're not going to have to dig up a trench or a huge hole in your yard. There's going to be no muddy mess.
Right.
They have this tech that's almost like it's like a resin liquid-based thing.
They basically reline your pipes.
Right, and it's with precision and expertise, so they're not going to cause a big old mess while fixing your problem. And, of course, they can help you with everyday problems from clogged drains to tree root invasion. Maybe you need to run a new water line or want to upgrade to something like a tankless water heater system. They can do all of that for you there at Cole Plumbing. So check them out today. That number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
In a second, we're going to have Justin Costanza.
That's right.
He is the president, I believe, of Montgomery Catholic.
Good-looking man,
but,
too.
good guy.
Good-looking guy. I just seen him come in. Really good looking.
Yeah, he's sure looking sharp today.
Yeah,
well, he's the head of a school.
I guess that'd be very important, dressing for success, huh, Joey?
But we're not necessarily here to talk about Catholic with him.
Oh?
He's running for Montgomery County Commission.
Hot dog.
I believe the seat Rhonda Walker is vacating.
Okay.
So we'll be talking to Justin
Excellent.
in just a second. But first, let's go to Papa B. Papa
Hey,
B.
Papa B.
Well, I'm 62, and I've lost a little pep in my step. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you have some glide in your stride and some dip in your head?
So I'm headed down to Montgomery Men's Health even as we speak.
Oh.
You'll be very impressed with them. They're very professional from the get-go. You'll be impressed.
Well, let's see what happens.
All right.
I might be giving Mama D some extra trouble here and there.
Get ready.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not me that needs to get ready. Maybe it's Mama D that needs to brace herself as, what was her name? Oh, that, on Mrs. Doubtfire. You remember that? Epi, brace yourself. So anyway, there's some things that I'm just so sick of talking about and hearing about, and the abortion issue is one of them. But apparently we just can't get any peace in the matter. And, I believe it was James O'Keefe that exposed Planned Parenthood for selling the part of the aborted baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is a crime against humanity, and I don't know if anything's ever been done about it. I don't think it was. Actually,
I don't think it was.
So it's sick, man. It's totally sick. And the idea that Ronald McDaniel and the Republican Party did not have a clue that something like this was going to happen and didn't do anything about it is absurd. And so they're going to say, oh, no, we didn't know anything about it. We didn't know this was going to happen. You did know, and you did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering what is going on here. We have no real opposition to some really bad people and practices that are going on. Evil, really. I've been thinking about this. Back when we were all debating about, well, okay, there should be a time limit. 6 weeks, I think, is what it kind of came down to. And there was a caller that called right after I had talked on the radio and said, hey, Papa B, what about 20 weeks? What about 20 weeks? That's a compromise. I'm like, that's I started thinking about it, though. Is that the amount of time that the baby has to gestate before you can have harvestable organs? Is that the reason? Is that the reason you're saying that? Because that's when you can make money? Seriously? How sick of people are we dealing with here? I also have another question. Are there some people that I hate to think about this because it's hellacious? Are there people that are actually getting pregnant in order to sell their fetus?
Well, that's a horrifying.
Is that happening?
I don't know.
I have
That's
no idea.
horrifying.
I mean, I'm telling you, I don't want to think about it either, but you know, the level and depth of despair of some people, you got to wonder, just what all is going on here. I don't think we have the full story yet as to how bad it really is. Yeah. And there's nothing that's being done about it. So here's the thing. If the Republican Party cannot offer opposition, against bad people and bad practices, then guess what? All hell breaks loose, literally. And that's what we're up against here. We're not just up against, the low-down Democrat Party. We're up against some people in our own party that just don't care. They don't want to do anything.
Well, as I just mentioned in the Ohio breakdown, they passed that amendment making abortion a right in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
20% of Republicans, voted for it.
All the way up to the, time of birth.
Which is unconscionable to me. That really is.
It is
crazy.
Sick, man. These people are sick. I don't understand why the Republican Party did not see this coming and do something about it. I think they did see it coming and just didn't do anything.
I think of all people, too, Chris Christie made a good point last night. He said, we've essentially had a generation of activists and conservative lawyers who argued the federal government should have nothing to do with this issue. It should be a state's issue, like, say, your criminal schedule for murder is a state's issue. It should be up to each individual state. And as soon as we get this massive victory, We don't celebrate that victory. We start moving the goalpost, and we
Right.
got to do even more and more and more.
Right.
I thought he made a pretty good point. And then the way, and I think Ramaswamy said something to the effect of, is you have to lead on the issue. That if it is going to be the people voting across the states, you got to start giving better alternatives. You have to start going for the things like late term. You got to start going for how do you help folks in a tough situation too. And there's an all of the above approach to this.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen. Sorry for the bad phone call.
That's all right.
You know,
No, good call.
the way you have to think
have to talk about
things, you know? Yep. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Papa B.
272-9228. This is part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team, well, they have a unique understanding of the River Region real estate market, especially Bo. He's been doing it for 40-plus years, helping buyers and sellers in Montgomery and surrounding areas, 4+ decades. And not only can they help you with buying and selling there at the Goodson Group, they really have great management services. Say you want to rent out that property of yours, or you have a few rental investments, but you don't want to be the person actually managing them day to day. In fact, my dad is the folks he works with now. They have that business down on the coast, and the stories.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah, and I know I'm preaching to the converted here.
Joey.
But the story, like being the landlord, so to speak, can be a pain in some of the calls during holidays, especially.
Yeah.
Like it's Christmas morning, the water heater bursts.
You become someone's parent.
Right. So what you need to do is have the Goodson Group, for a very reasonable fee, manage that property for you. And then the crown jewel there at the Goodson Group is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. It's one of the most highly acclaimed and accredited real estate programs in the state of Alabama. Pure and simple, it's because people have graduated from it, whether as more knowledgeable private players or as fully licensed realtors, and gone on to great success here in the River Region and beyond. So check out the Goodson Group today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon. More news and views after this. We have, I believe, Justin Costanza.
Yes.
Who is now candidate for Montgomery County Commission. You'll stay tuned.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Actor portrayal based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of 2, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to Montgomery Men's Health. Got some lab work done, was prescribed some meds, and wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough good about them. They took care of me, followed up, and made adjustments to make it happen even better. I even learned I had low testosterone, which they were also treating me for. And I have never felt better. If I were you and you're like me, I'd give them a call today at 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. If you like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Our warm, dry, early November pattern continues for now, but changes are right around the corner. For today, with a high temperature up to about 82, another warm, dry day for November, a sun and cloud mix, then mostly cloudy tonight, but dry, low in the mid-60s. The risk of scattered showers begins, I think, primarily Friday afternoon, Friday night, and showers at times on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, of course, is Veterans Day. A series of disturbances drift by the region. Not as warm, 73 the high Friday, 67 on Saturday, and only 63 Sunday. Back to mostly sunny Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The MVP on a football field may change on any given Saturday, but the MVP in every other field is a Kubota. John Bobo with Capital Tractor. With the #1 selling compact tractor in America, Kubota equipment is a game changer. Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house. And now, as promised, welcoming back into the studio, we have Justin Costanza, and you are now a candidate for office.
Isn't that crazy? I've been here promoting the Wing Festival, been here promoting Montgomery Catholic, turning 150 years old, and today I'm here as a candidate for public office running for District 3 Montgomery County Commission. As of about a week ago, qualified, I'm in the race, and I told my wife, I'm bored, I don't have enough to do, let's go do this.
Well, there you go. And I'm sure that was a long conversation. That I'm not asking to hear the whole thing, but that was a long conversation, I'm sure.
You could hear the first 6 weeks in just a few minutes, I promise. And then finally it was great. It was great. She's so super supportive. She's very rarely surprised by much of anything that I say now.
So like when you think about this position, and now that you've thrown your hat in, why you?
You know, that's a great question, and that's really what has encouraged me to run is the opportunity that I bring to the table. You know, Montgomery County Commission is one that stays a little bit under the radar maybe. You know, folks on this station, we talk local politics, state politics, national politics, but county government might be something that, you know, a lot of folks don't know enough about, and I've been paying really close attention, particularly to the city and county stuff over the last few years as the school president at Montgomery Catholic. You know, we, as I mentioned, we just turned 150 years old. And so as I look to my families at Montgomery Catholic and say, hey, I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that our school stays around for another 150 years, then I have to be committed to what it takes to make this a place where it can survive. And the city of Montgomery and the county of Montgomery need to be a place where our school can flourish. And that means that people need to stay here. People need to live here and feel safe and secure. We need to have a government that supports through the tax dollars of our constituents the programs that are needed to make this a place where people want to be. And at Montgomery Catholic particularly, we're somewhere between 15 and 20% retired and active duty military from year to year. And so to neglect the fact that Maxwell and Gunner are a huge part of our city, and I believe strongly the future of our city, that would be crazy to neglect that. And so I feel like I have an opportunity to continue the relationships that we have formed within the city and county. And if we can make Montgomery a place where the military stays, flourishes, and we continue those relationships, and we focus on developing, you know, from an economic standpoint, this city, and where I am in District 3, we'll talk a little bit about, you know, there's opportunities. And I just feel like at this point, I'm at a place in my personal career where I have an opportunity to partner as the president of Montgomery Catholic with the city and the county across, you know, all different types of levels. So with businesses, with families, and now potentially with government officials.
Well, there you go. And so, like, what are some of the basic, in terms of the partnership, some of the basic functions? I'd imagine there are certain things like upkeep of roads outside of city limits, but there are also, especially with the seat of state government being here in Montgomery, there's a lot of opportunity to work with different levels of government.
I don't think anything that our proximity to government brings to the table is bad for the city of Montgomery and the county of Montgomery. Where I sit in District 3, it's a pretty unique district. As a county commissioner, our district resides entirely inside the city limits of Montgomery. And so, yes, we would be working with Ed Grimes and with Julie Beard, newly elected Council 2 representative for the City Council, to accomplish those tasks you mentioned: roads, trash, maintenance, street, all those things that are tough about local politics. And frankly, I'm glad to have Ed and Julie in the back pocket to do all those things, right? Because I'm frankly in a position where I want to be able to affect a little bit broader spectrum. And so, yes, those things, I can be a liaison to them and I can be an advocate for them, but the county does bigger stuff as well. A lot of money comes through the county, frankly. And so my experience running YMCA Camp Chandler for years, now running Montgomery Catholic, I know the value of the dollar. I know how hard dollars are to come by, and I know that you need to spend them in the right places. And so I've been entrusted by our families at Montgomery Catholic to be a good steward financially of their dollars, and I think that we need to continue that at the county. Rhonda Walker, who's been in this position in District 3 in the County Commission for 10 years, has done just that and more. She's done a fantastic job. Well, the opportunity for someone else to be in that seat that will not continue that fiscal responsibility is a little scary to me as a constituent. As I live right there in Dalraida, on High Point, back in the back there by Gunner, where I want our community right around me to feel like we're in good hands. And so I know that's something I can do. I'm committed to doing that. And, you also mentioned being right here in Montgomery, we have a chance to influence bigger government. There is no doubt that the relationships that we can form in the city and the county will affect state politics, state government, state funding, appropriations, and ultimately, like I mentioned, I want to keep Maxwell and Gunner here. I want to keep the opportunities that we have for our families. The economic growth that has been happening in this area over the last 10 or 15 years is tremendous. We need to continue that. The county's been a big part of that. So I see all those as opportunities, and really they fit my experience and strength, and so I don't want to neglect it. I don't want to miss on the chance to be the guy that steps in.
Again, folks, are talking to Justin Costanza. He is running for District 3, Montgomery County Commission. If there's a Facebook page up now, right? So if folks want to like that and follow you there, they can.
Absolutely. So Justin Costanza Campaign is a Facebook page. You can go to that. You can find me easily on Facebook. I'm just Justin Costanza, but that Facebook page for the campaign is starting to come together. We're starting our fundraising at this point. We will have a challenger on the ticket for the Republican primary in March, and so getting out and letting folks know that I'm in the race, who I am. Costanza is not a name that I think most folks haven't heard before, and so I'm proud of that. We're gonna capitalize on the best part of what my family has done for Montgomery. And if you've been to Chappie's Deli recently, you've seen Mike Costanza. I guarantee he's tuned in right now. So Chappie's Deli with 5 locations right here in the River region, where the answer is yes, you can. Yes, we can, even before you call. But folks from the Sahara days when they were leaving the legislature and going down at the corner of Edgemont and Norman Bridge Road to get chicken supreme at lunch, and seeing my granddad and my dad and our family. That opportunity to serve the community has been drilled into me. And so, yes, this would be our first entry into politics, but I'll tell you, it's not new.
Well, there you go. And so yesterday we had on, he's going to be sworn in here very soon, Andrew Szymanski, and we got talking about just development opportunities.
That's right.
In the city, especially his district, but you're going to overlap, it just sounds like, with Grimes in that district. I think that's kind of the area I'm living in right now. What sort of opportunities do you see, like in terms of what is the county and the city, what projects need to be done?
I think right now the best way to observe that for anybody is to just drive down Atlanta Highway. What I mentioned for District 3, if you're not familiar, which I wasn't until about a month ago, right, is District 3 is Capitol Heights and really where Lee High School, Percy Julian High School, right there at Federal Drive, and then all the way down Atlanta Highway through where we are in Forest Hills and Dalraida, and then you've got County Downs and Bellhurst and Fox Hollow and Watson Circle, past Faulkner, past Eastdale, all the way out almost to the end of Atlanta Highway and encompasses Lake Forest and most of Arrowhead. It's interesting. There's a couple of streets in the back, eastern portion of Arrowhead that aren't in, and then Town Lake is not. But so I say drive down Atlanta Highway because what you'll notice is those same places that we've passed for years, which over the years have been very vibrant. Businesses have moved in and built shopping centers and standalone businesses and restaurants. We see more and more of those being empty. We see more and more of those with plywood over the doors. And, that Montgomery, especially East Montgomery, is not a place where blight has been a topic of conversation, and it now is. And so when we talk about economic development, it's not just bringing in new businesses, but it needs to be an opportunity to use the existing structures, businesses, and places where folks can come to Montgomery and make use of those places. Or we've got to figure out what to do with those spaces. $4 million towards blights coming into this area, which is huge, recently announced. And I just want to be sitting at the table when we get to decide what are we going to do with those dollars.
Oh, there you go. And because, you could do a lot of different things, some may be better than others.
That's right.
Is there anything in terms of just like a hard example? Is there anything kind of that seems like an obvious low-hanging fruit, so to speak?
Well, I think that we're going to see, especially as they try to decide where those specific $4 million are going to go, I think that we will see some of the businesses that can be affected, but something that we can't neglect too, and this is something that the county commission oversees, is those public schools as well. And so within that district, my wife is a public school teacher at Percy Julian High School. English is a second language. Shout out to Meg Costanza, who's literally in the trenches every day. And you've got Capitol Heights, you've got Goodwin, Dalraida, and then all those schools out east, 8, 10, 12 schools, plus a handful of private schools. Those folks are their schools, their families that live in those areas are dependent upon the economic success of the area. And the schools are going to be appropriated funds from folks just like the county commission. And all of those things really work together. When we mention the military, I'm convinced the military will discontinue their relationship with Montgomery if Montgomery Public Schools and education in the city of Montgomery does not improve. And Montgomery Catholic's a part of that. Montgomery Catholic is one of a handful of large local private schools that all work very well together to serve our families, but we can't serve all the families. Right. We're not built to serve all the families. Our mission is to serve all that we can, but we're limited. And so Montgomery Public Schools is a part of that. And if families in the military can't choose to come to Montgomery with their family, then we're failing. And a simple, county commissioner may have a chance to change some of that. That's what I'm committed to.
Yeah, and you said that last time you were in here talking about the 150th anniversary of a Catholic, is that the success of the public schools is crucial to everybody's success around here, including private schools.
And listen, and you heard me say it before I was going to be on a ballot.
Right.
I mean it. I believe it. And my relationship with the public and the private schools is so important because there will be folks who say, oh, Justin Costanza, he's in education, but he doesn't understand public education. I'll tell you what I understand. I understand the experience that my wife is having. I understand the experience that students who come to us at Montgomery Catholic who are coming out of public schools are having. And I understand the reality that is the perception of the families who are choosing or not choosing to move here. And that's enough for me. That's enough to know that there are issues that we can address. Now, if I had a magic wand and I could put a dad in every household and I could fix some of those issues, then it wouldn't take public office to make a difference. But I don't. And so we're going to start, one school at a time, one family at a time, one business at a time, and be fiscally responsible and see what we can do for Montgomery.
Oh, there you go. And in a second, I'll let you go. You're just kind of getting to know you interview here. I already know you, but if folks do want to support you, you're looking for volunteers, looking for donations?
We're going to need all that. So if you go to Justin Costanza Campaign on Facebook, there is a way to donate. There's a way to let us know, particularly after you donate, there's a way to let us know whether or not you want to come be a part of the campaign, knock on doors in your neighborhood, put signs in your yard, all those fun things, because, yes, that's going to be a part of what we have to do to get the name Justin Costanza out there. Justin Costanza County Commission, District 3. We want that to be a household name between now and early March, but we also want it to be somebody that they know that they can approach, they can bring their concerns to. That's a big part of my job right now. I'm the president of a school with 775 kids, 500 parents, sets of parents. I do a lot of listening.
Right.
I deal with a lot of folks who don't like my decision or the decision of the person who works with me. And so I've been groomed for this. You know, when my phone rings, and every one of my family members, or every one of our families at Montgomery Catholic, if they want my cell phone number, they've got it. And they know they can call, text, email, reach out. And that open door policy, I said this when I announced to our families, doesn't change now. And I think that approachability and that ability to listen and allow folks to be heard is a big part of what makes this candidacy something that's a natural fit for me. But if folks are interested and want to give, I appreciate that. Justin Costanza Campaign on Facebook, reach out to us. You can contact the campaign. We'll be in touch with you about how you can help us. We're going to start going door to door and making phone calls, and actually going to have a kickoff event at Mr. Gus's, talking about folks that are closing down. You know, I'm sad to say Mike Passano is a good friend of ours, and Mike's just struggled to bring in enough dollars month to month. And so Mr. Gus's is closed down right there next to Virginia College, which, by the way, is another one of those places with boards over the windows. So I think that's a very real place to start this campaign. And so the Wednesday after Thanksgiving on Wednesday, November 29th, 6 p.m. right there at Mr. Gus's, we're going to have a little get-together. Excited about Rhonda Walker, who's going to help host that. Todd Strange has offered his support and will be a host, and many more. The financial support, that host support for those events is starting to come out. And if you're listening, we want you to.
And when will that kickoff be?
So that is on Wednesday, November the 29th, 6 p.m. at Mr. Gus's. Again, if you get to that Justin Costanza Campaign Facebook page, you're going to be able to see those. We're going to get that event information out there. So very exciting.
Well, this, in my mind, is the first of, I'm sure, many interviews before Election Day. I can't think of, honestly, I don't want to give my thoughts away too much. I try to be impartial, but I can't think of anybody better, man.
Well,
with the experience. And so best of luck to you. And I'm sure we'll talk again soon about this.
Hey, I won't be a stranger as long as you'll have me.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Well, y'all stay tuned. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and her team are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're looking to buy and you're a first-time buyer, these are the best folks.
To me, they are. No
because
doubt.
they actually sit down to get to know you.
Yep.
They get to understanding your goals, what you can afford. So it starts with pre-approval. Like, okay, so let's actually figure it
Yeah,
out.
let's look at the finances to see what you can afford. And the best news they can give you is, hey, we can get you pre-qualified right away. That's great news. However, a lot of people, they said, hey, we can pre-qualify you, but these interest rates are going to be higher. If you'll just go do A, B, and C, you are much more likely to get a better interest rate on that loan.
Right. They're willing to say, hey, you go take care of these few steps, you'll get an even better deal.
Yes.
It's not like I'll put it this way, it's not like some quota.
Right.
Thing
That's the
going
best way to
on,
put
like,
it.
especially some of these bigger companies.
Right, because they don't want your
nationally.
business one time. And you can ask any of their clients. They get clients' business multiple times.
And then they can walk you every step of the way until closing day, but things like inspections, appraisals.
Pain in the butt realtors.
Messing up negotiations. But you're not going to have surprises on closing day. And
Right.
again, with this economy and the amount of debt people are now taking out to survive, if you've built up value in your home, a refinance deal through Alabama Home Mortgage can be a great way to get, especially that credit card debt, off your back that's weighing you down. So call up Kim and her team today at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web and apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Programming note, tomorrow, I believe at 12:30.
Yeah.
We will have United States Senator Katie Boyd Britt.
What?
In the studio. Tomorrow she's, I believe,
Really?
kicking off her book tour of this new book.
How's that going with you, the book?
I'm about halfway. I thought I'd get it last night, but then the debate came up, and it's like, But I was listening. I've got the audiobook and Kindle version.
Good read for you?
Actually, yeah.
Interesting read?
It's some of the stories we've heard.
Yeah.
Because we interviewed her so often. We heard a lot about Wesley. There's a whole
Yeah.
chapter dedicated to Wesley Britt. But I didn't know a lot of the detail of his story. Like, he was at that era where Alabama is going through all these coaches.
He turnover after turnover?
He chose Alabama mostly because he wanted to be a person who lived, raised a family, did business in Alabama. That's what his
I
think father or grandfather
yeah.
told him. But another part of the decision was Spurrier really wanted him at Florida. And the knock on Spurrier is that guy's only got a year. He's going to go to the NFL. So Alabama, you're going to get stability with a head coach.
Nope.
And I guess what? DuBose gets fired. Franchione comes in. Like all
Who
this.
was the guy that never even made it?
Yeah.
Those were good times.
It was a crazy era.
Those were good times.
So
for
I
Auburn
didn't know
fans.
all the details of that, and I'm appreciating the book. And I will say there's a lot of echoing of, I would call it ancient wisdom, biblical wisdom, but there's a lot there that is applied to real life, and a little peek behind the curtain there with the Brits. And look forward to talking to Senator Britt about that. Also working on, it might happen tomorrow. This is not confirmed yet.
Okay.
That Mayor Reed, Stephen Reed, will be on the program
All
as
right.
well to talk about the next several years, 4 years of leading the city, where they want to go with that, with the new city council coming in, and plenty of issues to discuss. And also this big Veterans Day event they're doing. So look forward to the mayor coming in. Hopefully it will be tomorrow in the afternoon after Senator Britt. 272-9228. Let's go to Miss Love. Hello, Miss Love.
Good afternoon, Miss Love.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
Oh, God is able, baby.
Love that.
You know, I just want to get his opinion on something, but I could do that when I see him. But I also wanted, I know I announced on earlier morning show about, you know, the civilian who worked on base, civilian that works on base, and also the veterans are allowed to go to the mess hall now. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner is not that expensive. Matter of fact, it's cheaper than, you know, some I hear.
Oh, yeah.
And it is delicious, delicious, delicious. So get the word out, please. Let them know. They can go out there and eat.
So civilians that work on base can now go to the mess hall.
The civilians that work on base, and also all veterans can
It's a
go
big
out
thing.
there also and eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And it's really good. It is great. I already tested it out.
All right. Well, I appreciate you letting folks know about that, Miss Love.
Thank you, Miss Love.
Okay, y'all have a blessed holiday.
You too, hon.
Veterans Day.
Now, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings tonight.
That's ladies' night.
It is ladies' night. We're going to be there, right?
Yep.
5:30?
5:30.
We'll be there as things open up. The first 50 ladies through the door receive a gift bag And you can also, once you get there, indulge in some man candy bacon. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds good.
It's quite tasty.
Oh, you've had it?
Yes, I've had it at several Christmas parties. Really good.
Was it? Is it like?
It's like candy. It's bacon with like what I had was bacon with like sugar or maybe even melted syrup on it. Oh, it was so good, Joey. They had to ask me, could you leave that station, please, and give other people a chance.
And it won't just be the man candy bacon. It'll also have they'll have a mimosa bar there. Ooh, so you can indulge in a good mimosa, some candied bacon. And here, I'm looking at Dylan Ring's Facebook page, folks. Just a glimpse of the sparkles. Sparkle and shine tonight. And also, look at this. Discounts from 10% off to 60% off.
Ooh, wow.
The pieces of jewelry with a pink tag are a whopping 60% off. Man. And this is for one night only. Now, of course, I'll be there. We'll be there, helping to kick things off. I'm getting my bracelet resoldered. And, of course, at Dylan Rings, you're going to see there if you show up tonight for Ladies' Night. Bring the hubby. Come on down, folks. But at Dylan Rings, they are a full-service jewelry shop. So not only do they have an amazing selection, and Leslie and Josh are great to work with on what's the right piece for you, whether you're going high-end or everyday jewelry, they also have a shop there. Josh can repair jewelry. He can do custom design. If you can dream it, Josh can make it a reality. They do spa cleanings. They do it all there. Appraisals. If you think of jewelry, they can do it there at Dylan Rings. So check them out today. You can always go to DylanRings.com or give them a call at 215-3669. But I encourage you to stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, especially tonight for Ladies' Night.
That's right.
Again, first 50 ladies get a gift basket upon entry. But be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. It looks like we got like 2 minutes here. Okay. Hey, Soldier Boy.
First of all, I'm going to be going to Dylan's, and then I'm going to self-identify as a woman and get one of those gift on the bags. Okay.
All right.
You don't know how to respond.
It's just not believable.
It's
so
true.
If we say we see
like
a
the
really
wrestler used to say,
unattractive woman,
what that
do we
wrestler
call
used
it
to
Soldier
say,
Boy?
You know it's true. It's damn true.
Wait, how ugly is she? Is she like a single bagger, or is she a soldier boy?
Soldier Boy?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, what'd you guys think about the debates last night?
I thought Vivek must have been listening to "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" before he walked out. That guy was straight fire last night. I thought it was Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, man. Well, let me tell you something. I liked it that everybody abided by the rules a little bit better, which is good. They didn't talk over each other. But one thing, I don't think anybody caught it. Did you? When somebody slipped up instead of said TikTok, they said Tic Tac, and I was like, "What the hell is candy?"
I didn't catch that. No,
you didn't catch that. You had to watch it back.
Tic-Tac.
Yeah, I was like Tic Tac, and I was like, "Oh, you keep." I thought she was going to go there and slap him like, on the Academy Awards,
She had a pretty disgusted look on her face, man.
Yeah, because he caught you in just blatant, like your own adult daughter's on TikTok. Don't you sit there and don't keep your daughter's name. He didn't even say her name.
Out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my. And then she was going to walk over there and slap him like Chris. But you know what's so funny about it is I thought she was going to say she got 5-inch heels. I thought she was a dominatrix or something. And when she said she had 5-inch heels, I was like, what's she going to do? She said she's going to use them as weapons? What's she going to do, walk on somebody's back?
I wear the 6-inch heels for ammunition, and somebody commented on Twitter, what, are you sending them to Ukraine? Like, what's the deal?
For zombies, that's the only thing I think you can
No,
kill
and I
zombies,
love that Nikki and the crowd got so butthurt about it, like, oh, he mentioned my heels. He wasn't just talking about you. He said, there are two of you in 3-inch heels looking like Dick Cheney up here.
Yep. Oh, I love that one. Oh, yeah. Dick Cheney in the heels.
Like, taking on, so Twitter started talking about 3-inch Ron and 6-inch Nikki.
Hey, when it comes to a battle of intelligence, she's unarmed if she needs to go 1-to-1, toe-to-toe with him because he tore her up. And you know what? He caught her lying again.
Yep.
And she just could not handle it.
Well, and some of the other candidates, like she said something about Tim Scott, and he just looked perplexed. He's like, I think at one moment he goes, after the attack, he goes, that's just not true.
Did you see him? You see him turn his head to the side like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be the target? Wait a minute, that's not what we agreed upon.
He's like, why are you lying about me, Nikki? I thought we were friends.
Why? So you think Mr. Swami did best, huh?
Oh, yeah. I think he was the clear star last night. And especially the opening and closing statements were some of the most epic I've ever seen.
Oh, I loved when he went after the media. What did he say? Oh, you guys were pushing for 2.5 years of Russian fake collusion.
Yeah, hey, Kristen, answer the question. Was it did something go right now?
But I love the camera. They just showed it on her, and she's just grinning.
And then for him to end the debate by saying, "Hey, let's just tell the truth, Democratic Party. Joe Biden's not even running this country. Who's going to actually be the nominee?"
Who was it? Who did he say it was going to be? He mentioned both their names, the governor from California.
Gavin Newsom, Michelle Obama, and that's when Lester Holt says, "Okay, Mr. Robinson,
Your time is up. Time is up.
Hey, he is so much. He's like a little mini me of Trump almost.
Yeah.
Because he is off the hip, and just fires away and everything. Hey, did you see that the what was it on what's that show with the young guy Jesse Waters?
Yeah.
He pulled up full frontal nudes of the judge.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, the Trump judge?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. I told you this guy was a pervert.
Yeah, I knew he's a perv. And my favorite thing was, why doesn't the DA of New York, is it the New York DA or New York City or County DA, what's her name, the lady that's going to have to
the AG, Letitia James.
Yeah, why don't she just come out and admit she's trans? Come on now, baby. Come on, you're a man with a wig on, okay?
I think our connection's a little
Because I don't think a woman's I've never seen a woman that ugly before. Come on now.
I think you will tonight if Soldier Boy shows up in a wig.
I got to run, man.
Later, buddy.
Later.
Final hour of news and views on a Thursday when we come back.
Joey Clark.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Israeli military says Hamas's main command center is located in and under a Gaza hospital complex. The terrorist group denies that claim. An economic grouping that includes several ex-Soviet nations, along with Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, and Turkey, has held a summit in Uzbekistan, leaders there of the member countries vowing to further expand trade. Health officials in Puerto Rico have declared a flu epidemic. Health Secretary Carlos Mulatto said that at least 250,000 cases have been reported since July. The Las Vegas Hotel Workers Union has reached a deal with MGM Resorts International. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 176 points, the Nasdaq off 76. This is SRN News.
Buy gold. Buy gold. Buy gold now. This is Advantage Gold, the #1 trusted gold company in America. And we're helping people just like you with a 401k, IRA, and or retirement account protect and secure their wealth with physical precious metals. Gold prices have shot up to over $2,000 an ounce in the past 30 days, and we believe this could be just the beginning of a new gold and silver boom. If you want to own physical precious metals, then call 800-900-8000. And schedule your free private one-on-one call. You must have a 401k, IRA, or retirement account to qualify. Call 800-900-8000 and schedule your free one-on-one private call with our award-winning gold IRA specialists. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Your future is precious. Protect it today with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. Weather can change quickly here in the River Region. Stay up to date on all the latest weather news brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Our warm, dry, early November pattern continues for now, but changes are right around the corner. For today, with a high temperature up to about 82, another warm, dry day for November, a sun and cloud mix, then mostly cloudy tonight, but dry, low in the mid-60s. The risk of scattered showers begins, I think, primarily Friday afternoon, Friday night, and showers at times on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, of course, is Veterans Day. A series of disturbances drift by the region. Not as warm, 73 the high Friday, 67 on Saturday, and only 63 Sunday. Back to mostly sunny Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
1819 News.
The plan to build a brand new state house in Montgomery has reached a next level. The Legislative Council that oversees the project has now released the design plans. This includes the floor layouts for both chambers and for committee spaces, as well as the external design. The new build will replace the existing state house that was opened up in 1963, first to house the Alabama Highway Department and then later the Department of Transportation. In 1985, state lawmakers moved in and it became the Alabama legislature. The Retirement Systems of Alabama has been contracted by the state to construct and maintain the building upon completion. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Where I was living was not a great place to live anymore. I began to pray for a place to go, praying for all of these things that a 9-year-old would want. I wanted horses, big house with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A man from Lauderdale County was found this week by U.S. Marshals. John Baskin was wanted for starting a fire that burned down a mobile home this past September. Police have been searching for Baskins ever since that blaze was started. He's also facing charges for domestic violence and strangulation regarding the woman he fought with inside that mobile home before he burned it down. Baskins is currently being held without bond. A grand jury issues 15 indictments against the mayor of Hanceville. Kenneth Nail is accused of using his office for personal gain. Coleman County District Attorney Champ Crocker released a limited statement on these charges, saying that elected officials are entrusted to perform their duties honestly and above reproach, and when that bond of trust is broken, society suffers limitless harm. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This December, we're celebrating our 10th birthday at Wind Creek, Wetumpka with 2 chances to win a sleek new ride. Earn entries now, then be here for the first giveaway on Saturday, December 2nd, and again on Saturday, December 16th. Preliminary drawings start at 10 a.m. leading up to the grand prize drawing at 10 p.m. when you could win $10,000 cash or a new Porsche Panamera. That's right, we're celebrating 10 years with 2 Porsches. It's a decade of winning exclusively at Wind Creek, Wetumpka.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Join us tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 at Rick's Jewelers on Fairview Avenue in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Drop off your non-perishable food donations to help feed families in need this holiday season.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour of News and Views on a Thursday. I'm Joey Clark. He's Eddie Bader.
In the house.
If you want to watch us on the live stream, it's Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. On Facebook too, right?
Yeah, it's on the Book of Face and on Twitter X. But most of our viewers tend to be on, actually, pretty much all of them are on Joey Clark Live on YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
The other ones, I think,
do a little throttling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
or
they
on
do,
Twitter,
too.
I just don't have enough of a following. I should have some more on Facebook, but it's clearly being
Oh,
throttled.
yeah, it's just throttled down.
From like the first 2 we did, we had like
Bam,
all
bam, boom,
sorts
right?
of. We had 100 people watching, and yeah,
Mhm.
they're throttling it.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but think about the things we say. I get it.
I don't. Free speech and all.
Now, we have a couple of studies we need to get to.
All right.
One is on women's brains. The other is on red meat. And before we get to those, though, did you see that the co-captain, Damian Pickett, of the Harriet II, was charged?
I saw that last night.
With, what, third-degree assault?
Assault.
And this is all about the riverfront brawl.
Which I don't know what his particular, why he was charged, and I'm just ignorant to the case, but surprised me, to say the least.
Well, and there weren't a lot of details in the news report as to why, because it seemed like he was defending himself to me.
That's how I saw it. That's why I was wondering what did I miss. But
maybe there's video that the law enforcement has. I don't know.
Very
I'm not
surprised,
a lawyer, but I was a little surprised to see that news come down. Yeah. But I guess we're still dealing with the fallout of the
I think one person
riverfront
has
brawl.
pled, but no one else has pled. I think only one person, the female, is the one that pled already. Everybody else is going to take it to court.
Well, this, now shifting gears, is from the Daily Mail.
Okay.
Contraceptive pills, according to a study, change women's brains and make them risk takers, study suggests. Wait, what does that sound like?
Just wedding cake changes women's brains, Joey. Wedding cake.
I see how you're trying to wriggle out of this one.
I don't. That sounds ludicrous. I understand where that point is coming from because they're saying, "Oh, now they'll have risky sexual behavior." I don't know if I buy into all that, but
now more than 150 million use oral contraceptives across the globe. Oral birth control may alter the part of the brain responsible for emotion, anxiety, and fear, possibly making women on the pill more likely to engage in unsafe behaviors. Researchers from Canada, is that the country's name? Canada. They studied 139 women ages 23 to 35 years old and found those taking oral contraception had thinner regions on their frontal lobe. You got some thin regions on that frontal lobe of yours, sweetheart, than those who had never taken or had stopped taking these oral contraceptives. This thinning is thought to impact social conduct and impulsivity, possibly leading to women on oral contraceptives having lower inhibitions, taking more risk, and having less fear.
Well, let's get them all off the pill.
The team said more research needs to be done, you think? Yeah. But their results suggest exposure to sex hormones play a role in the structure of the nervous system, you think?
Yeah, I think.
Alexandra Brudelard, a researcher at the Université du Québec in Montreal.
Yeah, I was going to say she's a French-Canadian.
I don't even know if I said that right. And first author of the study told the Daily Mail her team identified that the effect of the current oral contraceptive use on the brain region was associated with the exposure to synthetic estrogen presented in the pills. In our study, we show that healthy women currently using oral contraceptives had a thinner ventromedial prefrontal cortex than men. This part of the prefrontal cortex thought to sustain emotion regulation. So, is the pill making women act more like men? I think that's the question.
I think that men are much more sexually risky than women will ever be. And so I don't. And this study, I mean, I'll be honest, Canada right now, they're worse than the U.S. I don't even know if these were real women that they studied. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Right, that is a good point, Eddie.
I mean, that's just what's happening there. So, do I know they were real women, or were they men that identified as women and they didn't like the taste of the pill?
Now, there's another study on red meat here.
I do like red meat now.
You like red meat?
I could use a good steak.
You're a fan of red meat?
Yes, sir.
Well, apparently it's good news if you're a fan of red meat.
Okay.
Turns out, this is from SciTech Daily, so you know it's true. The inflammatory question, red meat might not be so bad for you after all. Inflammation is a risk factor for many chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, and the impact of diet on inflammation is an area of growing scientific interest. In particular, recommendations to limit red meat consumption are often based in part on old studies suggesting that red meat negatively affects inflammation. Yet more recent studies have not supported this. The role of diet, including red meat, on inflammation and disease risk has not been adequately studied, which can lead to public health recommendations that are not based on strong evidence. I think, in particular, when it comes to food, like people's diet or regimen in that regard, they don't know what they're talking about at all.
No.
And here's what I mean, that most of your studies, I can't remember the fancy word for it, but most of your studies have to do with people's own self-reporting. And especially when you're trying to track long-term outcomes and effects. And honestly, even when people are trying to be truthful, like they're being truthful, they're not always being actually accurate.
Right. Even with yourself sometimes, be honest, you lie to yourself sometimes.
Well, honesty and being always right is not the same thing.
That's true, too.
Like, you can be honest and still be wrong, especially about yourself, like looking in the mirror. So when people are mostly self-reporting, and it's essentially a lot of heavy statistics where they come up with these findings, like, this is correlated to that. But how many different things in just your lifetime? Like, eggs are bad for you. Now, eggs are good for you.
The food pyramid that we had is thrown on its head 30 different times.
Remember the low-fat craze?
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, there are certain healthy fats for you.
Well, I did learn something during the low-fat craze. Just because it was a box of low-fat cookies, you couldn't eat the whole box and still feel like you were losing weight. Turned out that wasn't the case.
No, the other things in it, like sugar.
Right. Although, I don't know if you ever had any of those chips. You remember those potato chips that came out that were going to be not so bad for you? They would literally run right through you, so much so they had to take them right back off the shelf.
So here's how they did this study. In addition to assessing participants' self-reported food intake, again, did you count that thing you ate at 12:30 in the morning?
Right.
When you woke up, you're like, well, drink a glass of milk and cook a steak. But they actually measured an array of intake metabolites in the blood.
Okay.
Can capture the effects of dietary intake as food is processed, digested, and absorbed. Researchers found that when adjusted for body mass, BMI, you should know about that.
A little something.
Intake of unprocessed and processed red meat, beef, pork, or lamb, was not directly associated with any of the markers of inflammation, suggesting that body weight, not red meat, may be the driver of increased systemic inflammation. That makes sense,
doesn't it?
That makes a lot of common sense to me when I just look at my own life. And of course, they go on to say there is need for further research. Yeah, of course there is. Because, math is one thing. In advanced math, it's probably the brightest people on earth who understand that stuff. Physics is a true hard science. And seriously, how many, even of the top physicists on earth, actually understand, say, Einstein's theory of relativity? I don't mean like the general, you could talk about it in layman's terms. I mean the actual mathematics of it, the actual proofs of his system. Not many. It's only a handful. But ever since the amazing breakthroughs in so many of the hard sciences, there has been, I guess, this physics envy that has been all over the place. That, well, if we can do it with the physical world, we can do it with ourselves. And there are too many confounding factors. Too many indeed. And, who knows what people will end up using all this crap for. Now, we previewed this one story yesterday about how a Hollywood doctor has revealed the treatment celebrities are using to reverse aging and look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Dr. Ernst von Schwartz. Are we German?
Very German.
Dr. Ernst von Schwartz said people may live to 150 by the middle of the century.
Then how come we're dying sooner than older? I mean, come on. People are dying younger, not older.
A now viral heart transplant cardiologist with Hollywood patients revealed that celebrities are now using stem cell injections to extend their lifespan and create a youthful appearance that in some cases can make them appear 10 years younger. Dr. Ernst von Schwartz is a triple board certified internist, cardiologist, and heart transplant at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. And at UCLA, he's a big deal.
Yep.
He is also one of the pioneering thought leaders in modern future technology, such as stem cell therapies for chronic diseases of the heart and other organs. He went viral when he predicted that the use of stem cells would extend human life to 120 years by the end of the decade. Schwartz now says that the number could reach 150 by the middle of the century. Schwartz said that while aging is a natural biological process, aging is also the number one risk factor for dying. Yeah. because it is associated with a host of degenerative diseases. You think?
Yeah, dying, man. That'll get you. Get you every time.
In modern medicine, advanced aging is treated as a disease itself. This is why I've always never understood with health insurance. Why are we doing expected costs over an annual basis? Like, if we're looking at Eddie and his expected medical cost, why can't it be like, because I believe life insurance is this way, over a longer window of time when you know most of your costs in healthcare are going to be near the end of your life?
Right.
God forbid there might be an emergency early on.
Yeah, but like most men, 18 to, I would guess, almost 30, do not go to the doctor unless they've amputated a limb. I mean, let's face it, we just don't go.
That's true.
But we pay really good health premiums during that time.
Right.
But older in life is when we start to go, and
why is it that all that money you paid them when you're young just goes to waste? Like, you don't have equity built
doesn't
up.
necessarily go to waste. It goes in somebody's pocket, Joey.
Well, it goes into a larger pool. I get it. But, like, it should be that we could actually
be a
build
pool.
a savings investment vehicle to where you're building up value to where when you're at the end of life, it's not breaking the bank.
Well, that's something you and Dan used to talk about quite a bit, was the healthcare savings fund. And I don't know how we got away from that, but I think insurance is continued to go up. A lot of people haven't noticed it, but they will. Insurance is going to probably double in the next 5 years. We need to hedge our bets on that.
Now, the stock goes on to say that he's noted in the last 20 years there's been a shift in the medicine paradigm. It's gone from reactive medicine to regenerative medicine. Reactive medicine, of course, is like you react. Hey, doc, my arm fell off. Can we sew it back on?
That's what we do.
But we've actually done with some of those stem cell patches. Like, the regenerative
That's right.
aspect is essentially growing things back. So, and no disease has been cured with stem cells so far. However, Schwartz noted that their use has been an improvement in symptoms and quality of life. Well, yeah. I think we're going to find out more and more, but also the more we play God is a little much.
Did you see where he gets his ingredients from? Did you dive that deep?
No, where does he get his ingredients from?
Some of it's from foreskin.
What?
Look into it.
What?
Look into it.
What did you say?
That some of the ingredients that they use, this stuff, basis of ingredients, comes from foreskin. Yep. And biblical cords. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I knew the umbilical cord thing.
So is this kind of health medicine really all that ethical? I mean, helping you live longer is one thing, but we got a little bit bigger problems than helping somebody live longer. I think we be looking at chronic disease more than anything.
Once the baby's born, do you use the umbilical cord?
But I
don't you just cut it?
Yeah, I have to tell you off air what happened, but yeah. But still, I don't think that that's the best use of what.
Well, I mean, with all these circumcisions, where did we think the foreskin was going?
Oh, there's a Jewish tradition. Oh boy.
Oh my, Eddie, you're full of information today.
I wish I did not know this.
Oh, you got family members, right?
Yeah, I know some Jews. We're in the family.
You want what? Not a
bat mitzvah.
A bat mitzvah.
Yeah,
for a
which
young
I
lady.
didn't even know what that was until I went. I thought I always heard of bar mitzvah. So, yeah.
Well, anyway,
strange traditions.
That's your science update for the day.
It's kind of I'm telling you, go down that rabbit hole, and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine just dying when it's my time. There's no reason for me to take these incredible, ridiculous kind of things to live a few more years.
Now,
plus, look how they look when they're older. Like Courtney Cox, for instance. She's our age. She's had so much plastic.
She's our age?
Well, I'm sorry, my age. She's my age. She's had so much plastic surgery that she looks like a wax figurine of herself.
Weird.
Yeah. So even though I'm living older, if I got to constantly have plastic surgery that makes me look worse, what am I doing?
What happened to aging gracefully?
There's nothing wrong with that. There are so many women of a certain age that are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. And you and I both agree to that. But I guess it's the vanity, and men are just as bad.
And I think this is a very real thing. It's a real discussion. There's a difference between being beautiful and being hot.
Oh, sure.
Like when a guy says a girl is hot, you're sort of triggering certain, let's just be honest, sexual drives.
Okay.
And honestly, it's often tricks. like makeup and, it's the usual things you might think of.
Chicken cutlets, yep.
But beautiful's not the same thing as hot.
No. Raquel Welch. She's both of those.
Yeah, you can be both.
You can be both.
Obviously.
But after a certain time, it just becomes a beautiful woman.
Right. And no, seriously, when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, why are you trying to be hot? Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, good point.
I guess yourself, maybe?
What about Cher when she's that age and she likes to have those younger guys? So maybe that she feels the pressure.
Right.
Oof, God.
Hey, do you want to hear about a grim discovery?
More?
Yeah, no, I've got another one. This
Bring
isn't a science thing.
Bring it.
This is the Florida story.
Oh, I love Florida stories.
It was a thrift shop in Florida. It was discovered as anthropologist was going through a thrift shop in
Just going thrift shopping.
Lee County there in Florida near Fort Myers.
Do some thrifting.
And as he's going through the thrift store, he located a skull.
Yeah.
Deputies say the shopper, who happened to be an anthropologist, noticed the skull in the Halloween section and realized it was a real human skull.
God.
After further investigation, detectives on scene believe the skull to be human as well. The store owner said the skull was located in a storage unit that was purchased years ago. This is not getting better.
Man.
The sheriff's office in that part of the world is now working in conjunction with the medical examiner's office to facilitate further testing of the skull. And I'm looking at photos of it here now.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, that's a skull, all right.
Yeah, when I first saw it. But honestly, as many of the Halloween stores I've gone through and things, it looks just like a regular skull. I don't know what this guy saw in it. I'm glad he did, though.
No, he probably saw that this has wear and tear. It has, like, the fake ones can look fake.
Yeah, but a lot of people will doctor them up and...
Yeah, this has odd... Yeah, wear and tear on it. That's a freaky discovery.
Now, does it surprise you they found that in Florida?
Right. And where'd you get the skull? Oh, we bought one of the old storage units.
Going to SeaWorld, and they got a thrift shop right outside there.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, did you ever buy, it's probably before your time, when we used to go to Florida all the time, they had coconuts, and they had them shaped, with the hair and the bandana and things on there. They kind of looked a little bit skullish. Those were a very popular item when I was young, but I think your age, they probably didn't have that kind of thing when you went to Florida.
No.
So.
No.
Probably not. Probably also, too, not in the vacation spots you went to in Florida, as opposed to where we went to in Florida.
What are you saying, though?
I'm saying we had some really good vacations in Florida. We had some
That's all you're saying right there.
Yeah.
No, I thought you're starting to be a little class warrior over there.
No, by no means. I'm glad we got to stay at the Colonel Inn where the blood was still fresh in the carpet. It was a great place. And not only did we stay there once, we went back there twice.
No, a Florida memory is, and I had to be, 12, 13. We went on a gator tour, like a boat tour through a swamp.
Oh, those are cool.
And there was one gator on the side of the bank.
Yeah.
And it was fully out of the water, and it was just laying there, clearly. It was not active, but just sticking out of its mouth was what was clearly a fawn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Get a little education that day, Joey?
Yeah, I don't think that's what my mother signed up for. I'm like, it's an alligator tour. And that looks, Mom, look.
Was the soundtrack in the background Circle of Life playing?
Speaking of the circle of life, sometimes men, you go through several cycles, several revolutions around the sun.
Yes.
And you start to realize, I don't feel like I used to. I always feel tired.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like physically, I'm mentally tired. I don't have motivation, including I have no motivation I have no sex drive. Low libido, I think is what they call it.
Joey.
Well, this could be a sign, gentlemen, that you have low T. And here's the good news. At Montgomery Men's Health, great sponsor of this show, they're reinventing men's health care, and they specialize helping men out who do have low testosterone. So for only $99, just a quick blood draw, you can get your testosterone score. You need to know your numbers, especially if you're experiencing these symptoms. And here's the great news. They have a whole schedule, all sorts of different options of treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change your life. Most men, after treatment, experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, and you may even notice an increased sex drive.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Joey.
There's a lot right with it. So check out Montgomery Men's Health today. They specialize in men's health care. Prioritizing your health as a man has never been more important. Call them at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com and be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. More News and Views after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your fall market report on real estate in the River Region. From January through September of 2023, close to 3,600 homes have sold and closed in our area through area realtors. Our average sales price is approximately $250,000, which makes us one of the most affordable areas in the state to buy a house. So far this year, sellers that listed with an area realtor were blessed with a sales price that was 98% of the listed price or possibly above listed price. Because we have had a severe shortage of houses on the market, the buyers have had to look a little longer to find a home that satisfied their needs. Even with higher rates, local mortgage lenders have found ways for buyers to buy down rates on their mortgages and making the transition from tenants to home ownership possible. For all the details, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
What'll it be, Joe?
Coffee and apple pie. Whoa, Madge, what was that?
The lights? Oh, they always dim when the dishwasher turns on.
You should call Crosby Electric.
You think?
Overloaded circuits at your business can be dangerous. The experts at Crosby Electric can upgrade your electrical service to safely handle the load. And they can add receptacles where needed to eliminate overuse of extension cords.
Madge, I'd like to pay you. The problem is it's so dark in here I can't read my bill.
No, the problem is you're cheap.
Well, that's a problem too.
Effective, attractive lighting is essential for any business. Crosby Electric can help with a new lighting scheme that will give your business a fresh, exciting look. And they can recommend outdoor lighting for greater safety and security.
That'll be $4.50 for the coffee and pie, Joe.
Well, don't I get anything for recommending Crosby Electric?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Don't put off essential electrical upgrades for your business. Call 272-2085 or visit crosbyelectric.com.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
How you doing, Joey?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired, honestly.
Yeah. Flower Child is hysterical.
Oh, yeah. We can't talk about that.
For the
option.
record, she is hysterical.
Now, for a second, let's go back to politics because it was just announced today that not only will the Alabama Republican Party be hosting a national GOP debate.
Right.
That's going to be happening in Tuscaloosa. We already knew that. They've now announced the moderators.
Oh, they named them, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So it'll be moderated. This is Alabama's first ever presidential debate. Be moderated by Sirius XM's Megyn Kelly, News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas, and the Washington Free Beacon's Eliana Johnson.
I was really hoping I was going to hear you say Brian Dawson. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I don't think that's in the cards.
Nah, neither do I.
It would
Man,
be.
that'd a
It would
good
be
one.
awesome. Don't get me wrong.
It'd be a good one.
Yeah, it's like
right. That'd be a good one.
We're gonna start the debate with a clip from Tombstone. You scared?
Man, it would be a good one.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be a great way to start a debate.
I'm telling you.
You're just getting a compilation of movie clips. Let them fight, fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, and then, okay, here we
Kind
go.
of really hype it up.
Well, apparently that's what Ramaswamy watched before he came out, man.
Dude, he was on fire last night.
Do
But
you think he caught others off guard?
Yes.
Being that way? Okay.
Yes.
'Cause I haven't
think
seen
he
him
was
be that aggressive before either.
Because it wasn't, I mean, Nikki Haley should have expected the incoming because she's been hitting him like crazy hard.
Right.
But I don't think they expected how good he would be in that opening statement, the closing statement, and on many other issues. Like the guy was dialed in. He looked comfortable up there. I really enjoyed it. Now, everybody's got an opinion,
Sure.
and I get that some of you out there might disagree, but I thought he was fantastic last night, stole the show. And honestly, I was ready for another miserable night.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly
Oh,
surprised.
you called me. You were excited.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
was
like-
shocked. That's like, what are you watching? The
Yeah,
debate.
yeah, it was actually good. Actually good. Whoa. Did you... This is a Fox News story?
Which one?
About the UFC fighter?
Yeah.
Or she's not a fighter. She's a UFC star.
Was.
Apparently, this is from Fox News. UFC star made more money in 24 hours on OnlyFans than she did in her entire fighting career. No, okay, so Paige Van Sant said OnlyFans allows her to make life-changing money. Well, she is very good looking.
She is, but I would have thought the hype and everything she did with UFC would have at least somewhat competed with that, but apparently not even close. So, Joey, how are they paying you around here? You want to go to OnlyFans and see if you can do a little better?
I'm not ready to sell my dignity that way.
How about renting it?
Feet pics, maybe. I ain't do anything else. You ain't going to see my face. Wow, but it keeps happening to teachers.
Yes.
Across the U.S. They keep getting found out. Like, and when you're teaching, it's one thing to be a grown woman and I want to do OnlyFans.
Right.
All right. Especially, I'm looking at Paige Van Sant and I'm like, I'm not shocked she's made a lot of money. It's a very good
right.
looking
She's
woman.
an attractive woman and got some name ID.
If you're teaching middle school, the heck are you doing making porn?
Well, Joey, not all of it's porn now. We don't know what they do. And not only that, one thing that...
What the heck are you doing teasing that you make porn?
One thing that they do, and it makes it all too easy, is I can do OnlyFans and I can say I don't want to be in these states. So no one in those states, like say my own state, no one knows I'm on it. That's how these people get found out after the fact.
Wow.
But supply and demand, and right now the demand's pretty good.
For instance, one Missouri high school teacher was placed on leave last month after district officials found out about her OnlyFans account. The former teacher told local outlets that her OnlyFans account added about $8,000 per month to her $42,000 yearly teaching salary.
Right. $8,000 a month. So what's she making more money at, Joe?
Yeah, it just goes to show that men are
Men are
disgusting.
pigs.
Yes.
Men are pigs.
Right.
I don't know any man that denies that. Men are pigs.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm any better, but I feel like I'd like to be a little smarter than that. It seems like a waste of money to me.
Well, to me too. I mean, that's a sucker's bet, but people do it. People go to strip clubs, things like that all the time, man. Sucker's bet.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the better decisions Montgomery made a while back. We don't have anything like that around here.
You just don't know where to go.
What?
No.
We really are different types of people.
Yeah. I'm cool.
272-9228. On that uncomfortable, awkward note, hey, this part of the program again brought to you by Dylan Rings.
Yes. Ladies' night.
It is Ladies' Night there at Dylan Rings. If you want to learn more, you can always just go to the Book of Faces, type in Dylan Rings, and they've added some excitement. There are several pieces of jewelry that will be there one night only that have these special pink tags. The pink tag means you get 60% off.
Wow.
Remarkable deal.
Wow.
There'll be stuff at 10% off, 20% off, 30% off, 50% off, 42. And even 60% off if it's got the pink tag. And we're talking about high-class rings, necklace, bracelets, just beautiful stuff. And also, for Ladies' Night tonight, starts at 5:30. I'll be there at Dylan Rings. The first 50 ladies through the door receive a gift bag. You'll be able to indulge in man candy bacon and a mimosa bar. And just look at some of these on the Facebook page. My goodness, that is beautiful. This jewelry is remarkable.
Oh, they've got some great looking stuff.
So ladies, grab your husbands, come out to Ladies' Night, say hi. I'll be there for a little while, I suppose. Right there as the doors open at 5:30. I got to get my friendship bracelet repaired.
There you go.
And look forward to meeting folks out there. And, of course, at Dylan Rings, when you stop by, you'll learn all about them. 119 Brown Springs Road, right off of Atlanta Highway here in Montgomery. I think about it where the old Fun Zone kind of used to be.
Right.
Not kind of, where it was. That big platform is still there. Well, once you stop by, you'll learn they're a full-service shop. Great selection of jewelry inventory, but also repairs, appraisals, cleanings, custom design. They do it all there at Dylan Rings. So check them out today and be sure to stop by tonight for Ladies' Night.
Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night.
More news and views after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Next contestant.
Honey, you look confused. What's wrong?
I'm having a hard time remembering to take my medications like I'm supposed to. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to worry you.
I'm glad you told me, because I heard that Adams Drugs has a medicine on time service that will package your monthly medications and make them easier to manage. Our neighbors, Bill and Leslie, mentioned the other day that they use Adams and how they have made it so easy for them to manage their medications.
Do you think we can call Adams Drugs? Or go by there and see if they can help me? I don't want to get to the point where you have to put me into an assisted living home.
Why don't you get your medications together right now, and let's go down to Adams and talk to the pharmacist.
How much does the medicine on time service cost?
I asked Bill that same question, and he told me it's a free service for Adams customers.
Free? Wow, I'm feeling really good about this already. Let me grab my meds list.
Call Adams Drugs Medicine on Time for your pharmacist consultation. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for more information on our Medicine on Time packaging service.
Hey, Tammy, let me tell you about how to bring in those big deer.
Randy, I know how to attract the big bucks.
Ha, very funny. At Prattville Farm Center, we've been helping hunters be successful for over 35 years.
We have the products, supplies, and knowledge you need to get those big bucks.
That's right, Tammy. We don't believe in gimmicks or magic seed. We just believe in sound planting practices that work.
So come see us today at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville.
Now that we're done talking about those big bucks, how about those cute does?
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The holiday season is quickly approaching, and what better way to spread joy than by giving back to those in need? We're calling on all of you, our generous listeners, to make this holiday season extra special for those who might be struggling. Join us for our annual holiday food drive benefiting the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. It's simple. Just gather those non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, rice from your pantry, and drop them off at any of our convenient sponsor locations across the river region. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can feed families in need this holiday season. Bring your donations to Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of Prattville. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life. Donate what you can. It's our annual food drive from Blue Water Broadcasting and Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of Prattville.
To find out how you can help, go to newstalk931.com.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over here.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas weather.
Our warm, dry, early November pattern continues for now, but changes are right around the corner. For today, with a high temperature up to about 82, another warm, dry day for November, a sun and cloud mix, then mostly cloudy tonight, but dry, low in the mid-60s. The risk of scattered showers begins, I think, primarily Friday afternoon, Friday night, and showers at times on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, of course, is Veterans Day. A series of disturbances drift by the region. Not as warm, 73 the high Friday, 67 on Saturday, and only 63 Sunday. Back to mostly sunny Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. We got a second here before we hit another quick break and bring on Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. But you know, I've been on this big Shakespeare kick, right?
I did not mean to put you on that. I'm so sorry.
No, it wasn't you.
Good.
I was doing it
I
for
did
you.
not want to
Anything.
burden you with that kind of crap.
You okay? You don't have to pretend like you don't like it.
No, I like it. Shakespeare's awesome. He's one of my favorite football players ever.
Anyway, I was thinking about Shakespeare when I saw this particular politician.
Yeah.
So I want to read the line that I thought of.
Okay.
In the voice of the politician I'm thinking of. And I want to see if you can guess.
Okay.
Who I'm talking about.
Right, let's see what you got.
I can add colors to the chameleon, change shapes with Proteus for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to school.
One more time.
I can add colors to the chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I can smile in murders while I smile. I cry content to that which grieves my heart.
I'm going on a limb here, But it sounds like a little Lindsey Graham-ish to me.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham.
I was torn between
I'm
two,
telling you,
but-
folks, this guy could add colors to the chameleon. And here's what I mean. Lindsey adding colors to the chameleon. It's not a good thing, Lindsey. It's not a good thing. Here he is. And he really is a shapeshifter. And I suspect just as murderous, yes, as Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Listen to this, folks.
This is the same administration that is having more illegal immigrants cross our border illegally than all presidents combined. They don't know what they're doing on the border. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to bad guys. If you had Donald Trump as president, we would secure the border tomorrow. People would listen to him in Mexico and other places because they're afraid of him. If he were president of the United States, this stuff with Iran would end.
I'm going to pause it there because it's like, hey, Lindsey, he was president. Where were you?
Right.
Well, then Brett Kavanaugh is what changed me. Okay. Which is, by the way, the worst pick by Trump. And I'm not talking about all the stupid scandal and controversy.
I think that's why he ended up
I'm talking about a
winning.
guy who, yeah, he's conservative, but he believes in the government's power above all else.
Right.
But here's what I mean that Lindsey could deceive more slyly than Ulysses could.
Wow.
I can add colors to the chameleon. Lindsey Graham is the guy who wanted to bomb Iran.
Yep.
Lindsey Graham's the guy, let's send more and more dead Russians. Let's assassinate Putin. Remember all that?
Yeah.
Now here's Lindsey Graham, changing his colors like a chameleon.
The only thing that works with bad guys is to be strong. Our border is broken. Our policies don't work. It's a matter of time till a bunch of Americans get killed. I will not vote for one dime for any country, including Israel, until we first secure our own border.
So I guess you could say he's going in the right direction.
Well, he's got a good talk there.
Right. This is what I mean.
Right.
He could add colors to the chameleon. Then all of a sudden, when the moment's right, Lindsey can be like, I'm going to sound just like Trump. I'm just going to sound like Tucker Carlson. I'm going to sound like
good
that
luck with that.
Ramaswamy guy.
I don't think he's going to pull that one off.
If you mean it genuinely, Lindsey, cool.
But that's just it.
But I don't think he does.
Right. An angry Lindsey Graham makes me think of an actor.
Right.
I mean, that's all I see.
Anyway, just that came across my radar, and I found it to be cheeky.
To say
is
the
one
least,
word.
yeah.
Dishonest is another word. Incredibly dishonest.
Well, he's a politician, Joey.
Now, Trump has put out a statement. Play some of this. This is about war. And Trump claims he's the right guy to take on any problems in the world. Let's listen in.
We have never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear-armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership. Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues, we risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities.
Yeah, there you go. That's just in part. But he's putting out the Agenda 47 stuff, folks. That's a great way to see. It's under DonaldJTrump.com, Agenda 47. You can see everything going on there. 272-9228. Let's quickly, before a quick break, go to, is this Ashley? Hello, Ashley.
Hey, I almost had to laugh. I forgot all about Lindsey Graham. So is he up for re-election? Because I have not seen or heard him anywhere.
Well, because he keeps going on Hannity, and Hannity won't let him talk.
I mean, just to hear him talking so, assertive, and this is what we're going to do, and this is who we need. It's just all such theater.
Yes.
It really is.
It really is. Yeah.
And that's why immediately I'm thinking of what I was quoting from was Richard III, and it's a great, evil character. He's like, I hate peacetime, so I'm going to kill everybody, make everybody miserable.
Make it war.
And I can do it with a wink and a smile. And that's like Lindsey Graham to a T. I don't know if he's that murderous, but he will twist into whatever shape, whatever color he needs for the moment.
I don't understand how his voters don't kick him out. I mean, at some point, the gig is up.
I think it's because he's convincing. Like, he is good at this. But I don't know. You got to see through it. And they always play this game, too, near Election Day. Well, I might be bad, but look at the other guy. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, it just made me laugh because I actually had forgotten about him. I thought, oh, okay, now he's coming strong. Okay.
Well, I appreciate the call, Ashley.
Okay, bye.
We'll be right back, hopefully with Ray Bowles.
Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228, but we're pretty much out of time. We got enough time here for Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing today?
I think you do that on purpose just to make sure you can cut me off when I start rattling on.
He's on to us, Joey.
Daggum.
Yeah, because you never know what I'm going to say on this thing, right?
Yeah, we noticed that.
So what do you want to say today?
Yeah. You know, what I want to say is, never mind. Andy's birthday is Monday.
Oh, all right.
Okay, happy birthday early.
And what I would like to do is give out her cell number the next couple of days.
That's a really good
And then
idea.
on Monday, have everybody call her because I'm going to be in jury duty.
Oh.
And I won't have my cell phone on.
No, you won't.
And that way, I won't have a clue until I get out.
Boy, she is going to be so happy to see you.
I know. So y'all ready? Let me give her your number.
Give it to me.
It's 334-7. No, that's mine. Don't give you mine. 657-1299.
Can't believe you did it.
Wow.
All right.
That's her cell number.
Okay.
1299. Real easy to remember.
And
if
that,
you don't believe me, please wait for Monday's call. Don't do it today. Don't do it tomorrow.
On Monday.
It's got to be Monday or this won't work, guys.
And then the number for Prattville Carpet still 285-8117?
It is. And Joey, do you have an extra room for me to sleep in Monday night?
Yeah.
We can work something out, yeah.
Got an Airbnb action we can hook you up with.
Perfect. Well, call us today if you need a floor. We'll come out and give you that free measurement.
Appreciate it, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Guys, have a great day.
You too, brother.
Again, that's 285-8117. Great sponsor there at Prattville Carpet.
Yes, he is. Great guy.
He's always having fun with the wife and everybody else.
Got to keep it active, Joey. Got to keep it fun.
Did we learn anything today?
Nothing I care to share with you again. No.
Oh, that one thing Flower Child sent you?
Yeah.
Still.
It's funny, but can't get it
Well,
out
and
of
that
my head.
other thing about Montgomery that you sent, I couldn't get the access to it.
That's what I heard.
I think
A lot of people are saying that's shut off now.
It got deleted or something.
Interesting.
Something about how you can't find good drugs in this town
That was a Facebook post.
Trifling mofos.
Yep. Even somebody made the comment that the government has given away so much money that drug dealers are not even coming out on the streets anymore.
That's just.
That's what I heard.
Hey, we got to get out of here.
Let's go.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Budell. He's next.